We returned.
Well, that's the end.
We talked with Gorlin. He gave us a compass to the storm, or the core of the Storm's Eye. I think that was at that point that you told me that the Storm's Eye was an airship and it finally stuck. For the last 3 years, I thought the Storm's Eye was a seafaring vessel.
I mean, it is, but it predominantly hovers just over the water.
I see.
I gathered that it was both. It could fly, but then when they wanted to save power or needed to like take the core offline for something, they could land in the water.
Yep, that's mostly true.
We learned
that is true.
Mr. Jackson that I talked to was probably a fake.
Or, what's the word? Horribly misunderstanding. Hard,
Or there was a misunderstanding.
Or just
Gorlin's lying to you and the compass does nothing.
Yes.
Potentially.
You did all that work for a broken compass.
Anyway, continue.
We're now in pursuit of the Storm's Eye's core. But we're going to take a detour to Val's first.
Yeah, you have a couple things, right? So you have Val's, which is the current destination, and we're locked into that, motherfuckers. So Val's the current destination.
Dude, I was going to take a detour.
Detour from Val's?
No, from where we are to Val's.
Where's that?
A certain satellite.
Refresh my memory.
Yulrissa's place. We've racked up quite a docket of things that we gotta interact with him about.
Oh, you're talking about the High Elf. That assumes you even can get back there.
Assuming we can get back there.
You only knew about the one entrance.
Who said anything about an entrance?
How else you plan to get in there?
Planar shift.
Any of you have that?
Yeah.
And have you told this to any of the party to prep that?
Nope.
Okay.
Andrew, we're currently doing a review of last session. Could you keep things that you intend to initiate in this session private until necessary?
Sure.
So how about this, Andrew? Because I didn't give any fucking thought to what the fuck you were going to ask him or what. How about we wait? Since it can be literally done at any time.
Listen.
Anywhere.
Like this session, we're going to rack up yet another thing we got to interact with Yulrissa about.
Yeah, so, there you go.
If that happens, I'm going to be mad. But yes, I will go right to Val.
I mean, then why go there twice? If you rack up another thing, then, you go there, you talk to him about both things.
Stop backwards logicking me!
But no, I could be a dick like what most teams would do, like, oh, yeah, go ahead and cast a spell, Franco. Frank's like, okay. And they're like, oh, the spell fails. Go fuck yourself. No. But, yeah, you'll talk about it on the way there, and we'll say there's some apprehension, or you think about it on the way there, and next time y'all can commit to that.
I was going to say, I didn't intend on taking anyone with me. But I suppose I could bring it up in conversation later.
Oh,
right. I as a DM need to go look over all of my notes again about Yulrissa and make sure I have those in mind. And then
we've been racking up all of these tasks, and you haven't been paying attention to that.
No, I have. But the point being is that I can't remember all this shit. I have to go back and review. So, and I need to know what questions you plan to ask so I can properly answer them.
Gotcha. I'll tell you in a PM later then.
Yeah, because I have, I think going on now 4, 5, 6 years, first 2 or 3 years of really shitty notes, and then a couple decent notes, and then the rest of it is written down pretty harshly, and then 2 levels of arcs, including one that was been completely disbanded I'm not using. So I have to go through and review all of my notes.
All right. Do you hear that, everyone? He has to go through all the repressed trauma that you guys have actually caused.
Anyway, so yeah, you're heading north to talk to Val. Just going through the end of the game notes. Let's see here. Small child apparently stole a potion from Liam. She led deposited the Onyx Opal. Gorlin said the skull crystals were the hill dwarfs, aka underdwarfs. Liam got a magic compass for point airship. Gorlin admitted that he was forced to sell the Storm's Eye and his party to responsibility of the flotilla's destruction. Liam was probably lied to about the Storm's Eye being the southwest. The gang brought winter gear, went north. On the way, Ashra and Liam and Yuka They don't worship Ashura, but they agreed to tell people about him. I think the connection was a little, didn't Yuka agree to a little bit more than that, though?
I think so, yes.
Yeah,
I think Yuka did agree that because Ashura aligned with her love of nature.
Ashura.
Right.
More druid shit. Don't care.
Yeah. Just making a note about that. Okay. Sai sent a message to Val, and Val replied with, "Oh hi, this is fantastic. Right, things are good. Varg is good. Omar is good. Tasik is good. Tower is good, and
right.
dot.
That was right, and just like, oh, we could just.
And I feel like somewhere
do tree stride.
Yes, once we were able to get out of the what's it called? Magically affecting area. Trying to think. Oh, so Sai, you would recognize, even though the spell ends, that there was definitely more Val was trying to say, clearly.
Yeah,
and you can tell the magic tethers that he kept talking until the tethers finally went away, so he probably didn't realize that he ran out. So, Andrew, I have a note at the end there and a note at the beginning. It says Liam needs to speak about Ashura. I think there was another thing you wanted to say to her before you parted ways with her.
Yes, I did want to talk with her further.
Okay, one thing and then we'll start there. Small bit of retcon. This is me and Andrew trying to figure out a little bit more of a story, me conflating two things. Gorlin mentioned prior that he knew Liam on the Armada, aka Flotilla, and I conflated this with the Telosian fleet that had the Storm's Eye in it. That is incorrect. Gorlin met Liam when he was young-ish, when he first came to the Telosian fleet, not when he was a kid on the Alliance of Gentlemen, which was the fleet that his family and Old Village built. So,
or rather joined.
Yeah. So young-ish, like 18, 19. And that would have came up in conversation with Gorlin, so people would have heard that verbally from Gorlin and Liam. All right, Liam, we're winding back. We're going to say Ashura is about to leave. Yuka's already said her piece, assuming you don't want to say something else, Lydia. And like she's starting to like turn, and you stop her.
Wait, before you leave, there are two further matters I wish to discuss with you.
She cocks her head, doesn't say anything.
The first be a confession. Well, I haven't exactly lied to you, I also haven't told you the full truth.
Anyone in these forests could see that.
And here I thought I was being subtle.
No. She points to no clear person she's pointing to. She points to one out of the group, says that one over there is a lot more subtle than you.
I have my reasons, but it hadn't become relevant until recently.
I'm listening.
What I failed to tell you was of the world that came before.
She looks confused.
All right, some time ago we came across a strange-looking cave, made of highly refined metal and filled with all sorts of gadgets and doodads whose function I could hardly fathom. Inside were 5 skeletons, protected by a wall of force. Interestingly enough, in our investigation, we discovered that not only all the gadgets in this strange room were not magic, but they were powered by bottled lightning, of all things. We found a way to turn off the barrier. We investigated the skeletons, all of which were human. All 5 were wearing well-tailored suits with a symbol belonging to an unknown organization, each and one with a hole in their skull. We had determined that 4 of the skeletons had been granted mercy for the damned, while the 5th took the coward's way out.
You feel an immense pain in your head for a short moment.
Well, we couldn't figure out heads or tails of anything within that room. We did indulge in a little bit of necromancy. I attempted to connect with any spiritual fragments that remained within or around these skeletons. 4 out of the 5 only granted fragments. The most powerful memories that evoked the strongest emotional response. Mostly just bits and pieces of their final moments leading up to their demise. The 5th, however, was quite different. My attempt to connect to the spiritual remnants resulted in a specter possessing me, who apparently spun the tale of his final moments, as well as his organization. He revealed to me that our world, or that this world that we live in, was not the original that was here. This world was altered, changed by the gods when they got here. This isn't even the original material plane. The relevant part of this that I wanted to share with you was the world that came before, his world, the world that his kind came from, the world that this world was. He described it as a toxic wasteland, an apparent desert filled with dead plants and animals. This wasteland desert stretched between islands of stone and artificial stone and steel. Unfathomably large structures stretching so high into the sky you swear it cut the void itself. The residents, all human, apparently lived in these mega settlements, and in order to eke out even a remotely comfortable life, had to wear filters over their faces so they could even breathe the toxic air. I didn't want to tell you this because, well, I feared you might do something horribly irresponsible with this information. But as we've interacted with each other, I've come to realize you might indeed be responsible with it. They despoiled their world with their industry.
She tilts her head, thinking that thought, and she says, no different than man currently.
Oh?
Magic isn't much cleaner. To be honest, it causes havoc on a different plane. Still just as destructive.
Interesting.
And the sciences has not stopped. I imagine at some point, these things will come back.
Oh, they will. It is inevitable. Question is, what do you intend on doing about it?
Well, I only maintain my permanence here in the Elder Wilds, so not much. But I am familiar with these strange artifacts you speak of. I had Nasha dispose of most of them in the entire Elder Grove. Other than a few knickknacks it seemed it wanted to keep, but otherwise, not much. I suspected that there was something off about this world. None of the pieces quite aligned naturally with the creation myths that we all know, or what the gods state. What my creator told me.
Oh, yeah? Who exactly was your creator?
Fuck, what was the name? I'm forgetting. Give me 1 second. God, these notes are fucking disorganized as all hell. I'm not finding it. Oh, here we go. Saren Ray is what she says.
I see. Wow, Saren Ray? Really?
Remember, the names don't actually match with what you know.
Gotcha.
Just give me a second. Writing. Yeah, the spelling letter. Anyway, so she says, so you're still possessed?
Sort of. My current status is up in the air. His spirit yet lingers. He's aboard this vessel, I guess? I can call on him at will, but that was the second issue I wish to speak with you on. Last I spoke with him, he mentioned that when I spent time within your god wards, his mind felt like a, what did he say? A Rubik's Cube? I have no idea exactly what one of those are, but I imagine it's a puzzle box of some sort.
That's a hell of a thing for you just to assume, Leslie. It's this weird word. Nah, I think he described it a little bit to you, so you could make that inference. We'll just say that, it's fine.
Regardless, one's mind feeling that way can't have felt pleasant. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with him. But
No, he seems like
I also don't want to make his existence more unpleasant than it needs to be.
You're not asking me to drop the wards, are you?
No. I was wondering if you had any kind of solution to ease the discomfort experienced here.
She shakes her head. No, it is locked with the ley lines in the area.
I see. I guess that means I'll just have to avoid this area unless necessary.
That does bring me great sorrow, but yes.
Or until I can figure out what to do with him, assuming he wants to leave this vessel.
I'd say you need to find an exorcist, but I think it's a little bit more gentle touch.
Aye, he's he's kind of our only connection with the old world. He's not particularly knowledgeable, but he's the only one we've got.
I can't think of anyone, even Nezragona herself, that even has knowledge of these sort of things, let alone anything specific to help your needs or help alleviate him or put him somewhere else. I do have one idea, based on your friend who left earlier this week.
Which one?
He was made out of metal and magic.
Aye.
He left with Azragoth and the small, young, tempered, or highly intempered female, I think, called Valrilla.
Aye, right. They're heading to the same place, I'm guessing. I've a few advisors I could visit on this.
That'd be my only thing, is figure out how that thing was made and copy it.
It's quite possible he's a remnant from the old world, actually.
I don't believe so.
I've no idea how he acquired a soul, but even if he isn't a remnant from the old world itself, he may very well have been inspired by something from it.
Soul might be a bit of a stretch, Mr. Sea Runner. I believe it's called an engram. He's nothing more than a copy of a real person.
I see.
She turns and looks at you, Yuka. You've been awfully quiet. Anything you'd like to add, young druid?
I don't think there's much else to say.
Well,
Young.
until I do something with him, I'm afraid I will be avoiding this area to avoid unnecessary discomfort. Once that's solved, though, I'll likely be visiting frequently.
She smiles and
If even just to speak with you.
she smiles and takes a what's the word? Performative sigh and says, I guess you'll have to just make it up to me by spreading the word of my greatness across the land.
I get opportunity, I will most certainly do so.
Otherwise, Sea Runner, I think our business has been concluded.
Aye.
Safe travels to you and your passenger. And she old roots rip out of the ground and wrap around her and puffs into snow. And we've seen before, all of a sudden, I think Sai was walking, just sees Liam disappear and off to the left. And a couple of people don't notice, and then y'all just...
I had noticed it. I was just like, yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I instantly, yep. As soon as it was just like, okay, Liam's in front of me, gone. Instantly jump, grab sword out, and start.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yep. Yeah, you look around, you see him off to the side, and there's a bit of a fanciful kerfuffle. Because I think you guys did this before we blacked out, so you start heading up over the mountain, and you guys arrive in a slightly more warmer environment, and most of you have now, there's still a little bit of the lingering effect, but most of you have felt the effects of that area disappear, and you believe after experimentation when you're heading down to the down south to the Dwarven City, that you can start casting spells at this point. It is late in the day, the sun is going down.
Oh shit, I haven't been in the game this entire time.
Good job.
Well,
Way to go.
the next thing we were doing was just tree porting to Val's house, wasn't it?
Yes, if you want to go there in the morning, then you need to sleep now or go there at night.
I mean, wouldn't sleeping at Val's place be better than camping?
Yeah.
Yes, it would be. Just don't know if don't know if people who are vagabonds seem to care about people's bedtimes or the privacy of their home during the night.
Well, the sun's still up. Well, actually, we might be in a different time zone.
We're not far to the west.
No. Yeah, no, the sun's still... You aren't seeing the whole world, but you're in the same time zone.
Okay.
I cannot spell Gregory to save my life, and it seems like Google is not updating the word. Here we go.
Yes, our world map is not actually a map of the entire world. It's just a map of the relevant world to this campaign.
It's the northwest biggest continent. I have one other major continent and two minor ones that are on a chopping board of if I ever felt the need or want, but they're not done.
I already told Val we're on the way, so we might as well be on the way.
We might as well arrive.
Yeah, weren't we like plant walking over there?
Yes.
Yeah, we were.
So you all,
Okey-dokey.
you probably don't want to take off your gear, or this is about to get real cold again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you all line up to a tree. Yuka, you remember a very interesting red oak that was out by the statue of Adder, you believe her name was, out by Val's Manor. It's a particularly lovely oak that you took to care memory, and that you focus on, and you touch this other tree nearby, and you all see like the knots of the tree start to wibble and wobble and grow until it turns like into one big rift that you all very quickly walk through.
Yep. Portal.
And
Go.
yes, yeah, so you all arrive. It's only ever so slightly different time because you're a little bit more to the northeast, but otherwise it's relatively, it's getting night out. The sun is setting. You probably have like an hour and a half of light left, and you come out, and there is like a who was the first one through the portal? It can't be Yuka. Yuka has to be the last one through.
I assume we just go in our marching order.
What's our marching order?
Weren't you leading us, Liam, earlier?
Sure.
Followed by Curio, and then I think it was me, then Yuka.
And then Sheila in the back. Yeah, so Liam, you come through, and immediately you see a small we'll say a kobold, another very small kobold that's not Tasik that you met before, like turn and like stammer and fall on the ground, and he starts like yapping in some language you don't know, and then the rest of you start coming through, and he's like scurrying like through the snow back up the like wooden staircase up onto the manor, and he's just yelling.
I see.
I'm gonna say, just for shenanigans, what was he speaking in?
Does anyone speak? No, I don't think anyone does. The local language here.
Oh, it's a local language. All right.
Yeah, I actually have to go open Val's sheet to see what the fuck it was called again. Yeah, I made local dialects. Where the fuck is it? Weapon language. Fang. Yeah, so it's obviously got some Draconic mixed in there. You maybe pick up a couple words if you know Draconic of like, oh god, or help, and then like he keeps changing into this other dialect. Like the first startled noises are in Draconic, and then after that it's just him yelling in this other language. So that was a 6-second round. Basically, he has gotten up to the staircase and he's running inside. He's yelling. Those of you who have stupidly high perception, and I'm not making the rest of you roll because the other couple see it, you see looking to the right, which is the quote-unquote front of the manor. This is like off, if you're like looking at the manor from the front, you are off to the left of it in this little like garden area where the statue is of Adder, and you see, those of you who have a high perception see a very large, like dark, like not quite black but gray wolf with a scar sit up and look over at you from the front porch.
Oh, it's my good friend.
Hey, it's my good friend.
What's his name?
Tassus.
Yeah, that guy.
Was it Tassus?
Yes, it was Tassus.
Okay, so we got a kobold named Tasik, and now we have a druid named Tassus.
Well, to be fair, it was Tasik, and Varg was the wolf's name, so you know that druid by Val is named Varg. And it's clear Val does not know that it's a druid. Matter of fact, it's pretty clear no one other than you and the people you told, Liam, know that it's a druid. And trust me, I gave Val lots of chances.
Right, so I guess on to business. I'll start making my way over.
Yeah, so you guys have like all uncombobulated from the teleport, and you're walking on this like you could tell the path has been broomed so that the cobbles are clear of most of the snow, and you see like that kobold is long gone. He's gone through the side door, and out comes a familiar face leading with a sword is Val. And he looks out and he kind of, strains his eyes and looks. He says, "Oh, my friends, come inside."
Oh, hey, nice response time.
Well, I happen to be in the... Anyway, come inside. I think you realize that room goes to the study, which you found before was a really nasty habit of his to basically just sit in. So...
Right.
He was totally waking it. Anyway.
Hey, might.
Yeah.
10 times a day, every day.
I'll be in a moment. I'm gonna have a smoke.
Did you actually say that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so does that... I'll allow the party, except for Sheila and Curio, the rest of you, to be able to determine how often do you see Liam smoke? Like, how often does Liam smoke, Andrew? And would the other party members find that weird?
I do on occasion.
Okay, so it's not weird.
I got a pipe. As well, you.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say, like, would Yuka have seen this during her night patrol, since Yuka's usually the one doing night watch?
I figured it wouldn't be relevant, but since I was in the Elven realms, I definitely would have
Yeah.
some of their sweet dank kush. I probably still have some of it, but I don't see enough of it to be totally distracting.
Yeah, so
Usually
Sheila
now and then.
Sheila isn't liking the cold and starts walking up to the manor. Curio, you're probably really not liking the cold. How do you respond? You can see the manor has a nice warm glow of fire.
I'm not exactly fond of the cold, but I'm gonna hang with Liam just for like a brief moment before actually going in.
By the way, it's like negative. It's like negative
air on me.
It's like negative 13 or 18 here.
It's basically just some things I want to actually check with Liam on.
Okay, so the whole time while you're talking, your character's just like chattering. So what about Yuka and Sai? What are you doing?
I'll be heading in immediately.
Okay, so Sai's going.
Yeah.
I got Winterlands. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not fond of the cold, and I don't smoke, so I have no reason to be out here.
Yuka gives a nod and a smile to her friend Tassis, the wolf, the druid?
Yes, the one.
Okay.
Varg Tassis, the druid, that's definitely not a wolf.
Exactly. Yuka gives him a nod and a smile and walks inside. Because if I remember right, Yuka had a conversation with him at one point, right?
Yeah, and you're honestly not entirely sure if it was... I think I wrote in the notes, not sure if girl or male.
Okay.
But yeah, so you're going to head inside. So then that leaves Curio and Liam outside. Yes. So yeah, Liam's like lighting up a pipe.
Is it very windy here, or is it just cold?
It's just cold. You would hate to find out how bad it is when it gets windy here.
I'd have it to her I just quickly pop out one of my torches, light it, and just set it in a way to where it's at least giving a hair bit of warmth.
It's singeing your whiskers.
There's the worst and gone through worse, but I'll just look towards Liam and go, so what do I need to know about your friend?
What friend? Which one?
Your friend in there. Or
Does he even know about him?
No, Curio just knew that you guys were going to go visit somebody named Val.
Oh,
yes.
That friend. Gotcha. Mr. Val? He's a pretty decent guy.
Are there manners I need to be concerned about?
He didn't seem to mind us last time we were here.
And then is there anything worrisome should be concerned about with him?
Nah, he's pretty benign.
Alcoholic, but pretty benign.
Damn it, I actually had it where I say I gave all the fucking dwarven wine or beer.
He's an indulger of alcoholic tastes. Other than that, he's pretty average.
And I didn't give all that shit.
I hear. And I don't think he was going to stop there. Though it seems he's yet to set off on any further...
all right.
Looking for.
All right.
Let's
enjoy your pipe a bit more. Just wanted to find out if I needed to be aware of anything, and I'll put out my torch, toss it into my bag of holding, and quickly, basically, as soon as you see me move, you just puff a cloud, just hanging there, gone.
can you make me a dexterity saving throw 18?
Dexterity saving throw. Oh, please.
If you slip on the ice, you're good. you with that roll, well, you're not barefoot, or are you?
No, not barefoot,
Okay.
especially in this environment.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you use the ice to your advantage. Like you see it, and you see this cat like jump over a mound of snow, roll, and then like glide over the ice, and then leap onto the deck and just like run inside.
Fuck this cold I'm in.
Yeah. So we see the camera angle from maybe in the window, or actually in the door as the door is slammed behind Kirio, and we see out the window Liam smoking a pipe and zooms in. So I'm assuming you're gonna go talk to Tassus.
I'm going to try to.
Okay. Yeah, you look over and you see Tassus/Varg is still looking at you, but it seems like they're just sitting. They're about like 30 or 50 feet away. They're 50 feet away.
I basically repeat the first time I recognized Varg wasn't what they saw or seemed. Except this time, instead of blowing smoke in their face, I just blow it off to the side respectfully.
Give me 1 second while I pull up some notes. Varg, horribly to test pipes will attack on site. Well, just kidding.
I was going to say, if this person's from the Elven Confederacy, they very much would be familiar with pipes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just trying to find my notes. Okay, cool. So they sit there, and there's like a very subtle facial change from this dark wolf as it stares at you.
Why? I don't suppose you're connected with any of your kin up north.
You mean south?
Huh?
We are up north. Are you talking about the elves down south, or is there more elves further north in the northernmost area?
I'm talking about the kin around here. I don't suppose you're connected with any of your kin around here. Child Overdance.
Just stares at you. No movement, no animation, no idle animation, just stares.
T-poses.
That's wolf. Woo.
I'm looking for one such of your kind, referred to as Tassus. You don't happen to know them, would you?
Give me a insight check at disadvantage, DC 18.
Guidance.
You do have guidance.
Didn't even need it.
You need to roll another one.
Oh yeah, because you have disadvantage.
I forgot to click the disadvantage.
It's all right. Just roll it again.
Didn't even need it.
So, like, you've never sat anywhere from any amount of time except for the sheep out at the Mages College and tried talking to an animal this directly before. But you're pretty positive that the moment you said Tassus, there was like a very clear like facial reaction, and this you just see. The like teeth kind of exposed slightly, and the intuition you have from your roll basically just gives you that you've hit some sore point. There's no growling, just teeth and a very subtle like change in the face.
It's like when you bring something up that someone finds painful, but they don't. They try actively to not let you know that it's painful, but they still subtly react to it. Like they just wince for a half second or something like that. Or frown slightly.
Oh, come on. You had mouths full to say last time I confronted ye. Nothing to speak of now?
You see Varg turn their head like the really weird way dogs do sometimes, but slowly, and look to the right to look through the window, and then back at you.
I see. Well, if you happen to get into contact with them, let them know Gorlin wants to know what happened to him.
You don't need to make an insight check. There's a very distinctive reaction, and a kind of escape of air from their mouth, and
know that name, do ya?
See their eyes go wide and then angrily squint at you, and the teeth are out now, and a very soft growl.
And roll initiative.
Right then. Not on good terms anymore. Noted.
And you hear kind of, it's something hijacking vocal cords that were not meant to speak, you know, kind of this drown, overt high tinged breathy voice, like I don't even know if I could, like, how do you know that name?
Met him while I was down south. Spoke with him. Did a job for him. Told him I was heading north. Told me to look out for someone named Tassus. He was curious as to what happened to them. Only curious. Asked me to do nothing else.
You see them sit up, undocks their teeth, so it's just like muzzle again. And can you make me a dexterity saving throw, DC, we'll say 18? Tassus / Varg goes from, sitting to standing to leaping up over the railing, and you get knocked to the ground.
Nice.
And they land like 5 feet away from you, standing there looking back at you.
Oh,
Like they're pointed away from you, but they're looking back at you.
I get up from prone.
And we start walking towards the forest.
Okay, I guess I will follow.
Raytheon spelled a little different, Lydia, but yeah.
I know, but it just showed up in my feed, and I was like, oh.
It kind of makes it look like it's a mobile app. It's like, no, it's a whole military industrial complex, a little different.
Exactly.
Sorry, what was that, Liam?
I guess I will follow.
Yeah, so you start to follow Varg, and the camera pans away and goes through the window, and we come inside, and the moment the camera breaches the window, like clips through it, we hear crackling fires, a little bit of talking commotion in this like Fang speak. We maybe see a subtitle that it says like in whispered tones, like, who are they? And then like the smaller goblin like looks back and says, I think they're Varg's friends from before. And we hear Val boisterous laughing. Y'all are at a table that just now has food on it. Like the whole thing from Curio getting in the door to the thing that happened with Liam was probably like 10 minutes. Y'all were whisked off to the dining room and sat down, and there's now a very light bit of music. The music is not coming from Irakora, it's coming from Tasik, who is just doing this very gentle flute playing, like off in the corner. There's a fucking Omer in the living room, which for those who don't know is basically the equivalent of a raptor mixed with an ostrich, and it's supposed to be a riding mount in these parts. And it's just sitting in the living room staring at all y'all's at the dinner table. You all have some fairly nice food, a lot of like mushroom-based dishes, and some like thin, like marinated jerky with a bit of sauce on top, as well as like a shit ton of bread. Like there's just tons of different types of breads here: sweet bread, savory breads, hard tack that has like seasonings in it. And all this is adorned, and you have like a goblin or a kobold every so often coming out to bring in refresh water or wine or alcohol, whatever you wish. And it all felt very whimsical, him just like whisking you off. And we, as the camera's coming in, we can hear, Val's coming off of like greeting you and telling you about something that's been happening to him recently. It's not all that important to the story, but he leans into where is it? He looks over at Sai and Yuka, who we're just going to say is currently on the right side of the table, and Sheila and Curio are on the left side of the table, and we have he looks over at Saya and Yuka and says, after him eating like taking a bite out of a particularly large piece of like dried meat, and he hits the table and he says, so what how would you tell me about the Inigo? I had a friend of mine who relayed to me some information. That sounded fantastic. Ballads to be written about y'all and what you did. Tell me about it. I don't want to hear secondhand knowledge.
Yuka honestly frowns significantly. Just the tears falls from her eyes. I've lost a good friend. I'd really rather not.
Are we talking about the Birdman?
Inigo or the knoll things that
No. I'm talking to Yuka. Who's your good friend you lost?
No. I'm talking about Forvo.
Oh yes, Forvo. That was after the Inigo, though.
I was thinking something related to the Inigo incident.
Yeah.
Well, we did the Inigo stuff, and then we went all the way out to the Crystal Shore, and then Forvo got stabbed to death by a certain party member.
And then we went back and reported about the Inigo or whatever, right?
I thought we did that on our first visit to to Aquagranum.
It's been like half a decade, all right? What do you want?
First visit to Aquagranum.
Yes.
We went to the
Yes.
desert. Then we went north
Yes.
again, and then we heard about the Inogu, so then we went down south and helped with them again.
Yes. Yeah, because Forvo and Eckert, Forvo and Eckert died, and then we had that time lapse of like you guys like helping out the efforts towards the Inigo. So the Inigo were happening when you guys went to go to the Crystal Dragon. I think you went there hoping to find something. Particularly, you wanted to get a particular flower, I think, for the scientist who was trying to help cure or fix the Inigo.
Negative. Nope. We were going there because Eckert wanted a dragon egg for some reason, or dragon eggshells for some reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember this now. Oh, that's right. They grew a flower, but that's okay. Yeah, never mind.
I don't know.
No, you're right. It was an eggshell.
Let's just assume Andrew's memory is correct about this because he's got weird autistic memory about certain things.
I mean, I do remember the egg thing now that he brings it up. I just remembered that, that particular town that's near where the Crystal Dragon is, they grow a very specific flower. And I was like, why is that relevant? And I'm like, oh, maybe it's the scientist needed it, and I couldn't remember. But
no, we went there because
all my notes from that time.
I know where dragon eggshells were, which Eckert needed to bring Raffion back into the world.
Yes, go ahead.
No, I couldn't remember the order of everything. All of my original game notes are in my old cell phone, and I don't know if I can resurrect that piece of shit. I've tried. I don't think I can.
Yeah. All right.
I've performed seances so many times.
So that being said,
on a dead hard drive.
So that being said, Yuko, would you change your response?
Yes. Yuka is still going to be sad because we ended up killing the Inogu, right? Because we didn't have like a cure for them.
No. You did kill a lot of them, but there was a cure that was found that worked on most of them. Unfortunately, those who suffered grievous wounds that were just walking around, or those who ate way more than their normal body could hold, just died. Otherwise, most of them resurrected or came back. There's a whole lot of trauma that came with that, but yeah.
We saved most of them.
Exactly.
They're not extinct.
Which was the
They might be a little endangered, but they're not extinct.
Wait, the Inogu parasite we killed. We're not I thought we were talking about the Inogu parasite, not the Inogu tribes.
Yeah, the Inogu is the parasite. The tribes were just null tribes that stayed off by their own.
Yeah.
They were traditionalists.
So we purged the parasite known as the Inogu.
Yes.
That's gone. None of it is left, supposedly.
Probably, maybe.
But the whole population and that culture of that tribe would be what Frank was talking about, pretty near decimated.
Yeah, it's probably gone.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have flowed genocidal on their asses.
But we averted a world-altering disaster.
Didn't we also find evidence that the parasite might have emanated from the vault of the moon out in the desert near there?
Yes. That's where it was kept.
Yeah. And now that we've established what actually has happened, maybe. Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, did Yuka have anything else you wanted to add to
yeah, Yuka would basically just state her personal traumas about the events that occurred regarding the Inogu parasite and the gnolls.
Mm-hmm. I'll follow that up with first of all, sorry again for the imposition, Val. I do appreciate you.
Nonsense. I always enjoy company. That's why I keep getting more and more servants.
Perfect. I am glad that you find the situation satisfying.
Would I detect severe sarcasm with that phone?
You talking about from Val or?
Yeah.
No, Val's genuine. No insight roll needed. He is genuinely happy. And you might have picked up on something, Curie, because you've been looking around, right?
Yeah,
Like I said,
I would have
there's
been
a
at least
fucking
listening.
there's what you could only identify as a bird of prey with legs in the living room. You walked by several little like cages. There was a wolf, like a very large wolf, outside on the porch. You're sure you walked by and saw a bunch of goblins and kobolds and other like small like humanoids, like a gnome even, like just perusing around and working. So what I want to ask is, because Curio, you're very familiar with the Yanago crisis. Would there be a point where you'd interject or just let because Val's under the impression they're the only two that know about it?
He's talking to them. I'm remaining quiet. I am picking up on everything that they are actually saying, and if there's anything that seems off or they're not being straight, those will be the things that I'll keep to myself for notes. All right.
There's one thing. And I don't think you need a roll for it, but so under my assumption, Sai and Yuka, both you are just kind of telling about your general experience, good, bad, kind of, it didn't actually happen. Like if he says something, it's like super hyperbolic. It's like, no, it didn't happen that way. Or would you play up to the hyperbolicism? Like
I do have one thing I want to ask him before we get into that.
Yeah.
So I apologize for the imposition. Before I answer your question, can you answer a question of my own?
Of course.
When we were speaking via the sending spell, the sending spell only lasts for 25 words. So your reply was cut off. Did you have anything you needed to tell me that you think got conveyed, but in fact did not?
Well, I mean, I did name off all of my staff and all my animals and said that they're all good. And then I talked about, I think briefly, the ballad I'm writing. And I believe I mentioned the meal I had that day, which was a steak with mushroom compote on it. He just keeps going. He's just unless you tell him to shut up, he's still going.
Okay, I see. So it was irrelevant and pointless. Gotcha. Well, I figured I would ask. As far as the Yanago crisis, which is how we refer to it, at least amongst ourselves, it was a difficult time with much bloodshed and trials and tribulations. Just about every one of us who were in the group at the time nearly met our end at some various point.
Yeah, he says something like, and this is where Yuka and Sai, can you give me an insight roll? That's going to determine how. This is more what he says, and I'm looking to see how well you do. I'm not going to say the DC.
Oh,
okay,
that's not fair.
So he says, yes, it was mentioned briefly by one of the people that I was in contact with that it was quite the horrendous experience, but lo and behold, I hear to find that I met two heroes. Matter of fact, saviors even. Curio, when he was talking, he held on the staff a little too much, and you're pretty positive with how he's been talking. Like when like I said, how he named all his staff, he actually started naming all of his staff. All of a sudden, he's not naming his staff. He's not naming them particularly. So he's hiding the name of the person who mentioned that this was really bad to him, and you're pretty sure it wasn't relevant to the wizard who gave him this information in the first place. He wanes and waxes a bit more with Yuka and Sai, and then he moves on to talking about, he said, also, I had heard that you recovered the Rose's Thorn. That is absolutely phenomenal. It's too bad that it's now in possession of the Rose Empire, but that was a beautiful, magnificent ship. I got pictures from my wizard friend and their contact. Very magnificent.
Well, at the time, it seemed that the Rose's Thorn were the best equipped. Well, wait, hold on. We're talking about
the airship that you were rescued from Cradle after it was horribly burned and fell.
And then who?
Cradle was a dry dock. The Rose's Empire has it. The Rose's Thorn. It was made for that empire. It was made for the Roses Empire, but yeah, it's called the Roses Thorn.
I believe
That's why there's the confusion.
Kingdom, but yes.
Yeah, I just keep saying empires, but yeah,
And
You should
that's
call them civilizations.
probably be better.
yeah. Is that the one where Bale's the capital of?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I am remembering that correctly. But yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. At the time, it seemed like they were best to take possession of the vehicle, and we didn't really have a whole lot of say in the matter anyway.
Interesting. So I'm assuming you became, and mind you, this isn't supposed to be a big reveal, but you did become wanted criminals in the Roses Empire.
Yeah, there's a certain, we'll just say, politician who framed us for a crime to get us out of their way.
Yeah, my contact was pretty certain that it was a bogus claim, considering apparently they know somebody there that said it didn't seem nothing quite lined up, but wouldn't give me any more than hearsay.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, but we're all wanderers by heart anyway, so when one home closes its door, another one opens.
Mind you, I have no love of the Roses Empire, and I have no need to turn you in. Speaking of that, though, I do need to ask an interesting favor. I heard that prior to the Inigo crisis, as you call it, you had a particular person in your company. Did you know of a Eckhart Hart by chance?
Yes, we did.
You could also, yes, past tense.
Is he no longer with your party? Where'd he go?
He's no longer on this material plane.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's, he leans back and drinks his wine and says, well, that makes it that much more easy. I don't need to worry about it then. Being he is a horribly wanted criminal here in the north.
Yes, I believe we've recently heard that Eckert, who once adventured with us, did have a bit of a reputation.
Yeah, he murdered his whole family and worked with the.
Sometimes I want to do that too.
The rebels. Mike is not part of this canon, Lydia.
I was talking about Yuka's parents,
But yeah, no, I'm blanking. I just lost my own train of thought. Damn it.
That's the only damn fault.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He says, yes, and he, murdered his whole family, and he was working with the rebels that are up here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can only speak to the time we had with him, and while he was with us, he seemed to be a relatively upstanding gentleman. Well, maybe not a gentleman, but he never stabbed us in the back. He never tried to sell us out. He never betrayed us in any way, shape, or form. That's basically the only requirement these days to be an ally for us.
So in Sai's mind, Raytheon is a separate entity, right? You're not putting him in the same bucket. So when you say that, you're being genuine. The betraying, stab in the back thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I mean, make
I'm
you
not
roll
saying
for
he
it.
never didn't try to stab us in the back, but he didn't succeed.
Okay. Yeah, he looks at you, says, I honestly know nothing about them. I just know that if I was to have a wanted criminal like that in my house, I'd probably need to do something about it. Maybe tell him to go live out in the outhouse for a little while, but I don't need to be concerned with that. And I don't rightly care about the fugitives of the Roses Empire, so good.
Yes. Well, fortunately, we don't have a house, so I just kind of shrugs.
I, too, in youth, 2 years ago, did not have a house either. So he continues to win wax. But yeah, he mentions, I have started writing a ballad about the Inigo crisis. I am gathering more information.
A ballad?
Yes. A play, a song, the whole thing.
Ballad is a structure designed to stop vehicles from driving on houses you don't want vehicles.
A ballad.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure I said ballad.
No, you keep adding an
You said
R in
Ballard.
You definitely add an R at the end.
I guess I didn't even notice it. Okay. Yeah.
I don't like how you keep saying frustrated.
So, frustrated.
There you go.
Kind of like this conversation.
Andrew, would it be better if I told you that I know somebody who actively, intentionally says frustrated?
Well, if they're doing it intentionally, then I suppose I can shrug it off. Otherwise, I might need my anti-strangulation device, otherwise known as headphones.
But yeah, it's like the combination of flustered and frustrated. They say frustrated.
Oh, you want combo words? I got a buddy who can hook you up.
Nuclear.
Intentionally come up with these combo words at work. You're gonna love them.
Okay, we'll talk about that some other gloriously bastard time. I will keep saying wrench and wench intentionally wrong. And a hinch and a wench and a kench. Anyway, so yeah, so you all eat, you all enjoy your time, and at some point he stands up and stretches, and Curio, you do notice that Val has a bit of a limp. It's not bad, but it's definitely not used to walking on as what it appears to be.
Oh, I thought I cured that.
You cured it, but what happens when you don't use a leg a whole lot?
Ah, I see.
Yeah, you kind of don't. It's habit.
It's a faux limp at that point.
Yeah, it's basically a habit.
I gotta run to the restroom real quick. Is this a good moment?
Yeah, I'll cut back to Liam. No, it works.
All right, be right back.
Becomes an issue when at a tavern and not sure if it needs a bartender or a mechanic. Yeah. I mean, what happens if the inn is also a mechanic shop? Then what? Or it's a drive-in tavern mechanic shop. Anyway, so yeah, we see, Val's stretching, and the rest of you kind of disperse to enjoy your company, and you all realize that Liam's, not there. Maybe one of you says it, and then the camera pans away, darkens out and reappears. Liam, we see a camera angle of just like looking at Liam, like resting up against like a wooden bench and a stone that's right behind the wooden bench, and he's still smoking his pipe. And the camera turns around and we see a like Divinity Original Sin or Divinity the Universe, like elf, like super elongated, kind of stringy, super like not quite emaciated but close, wearing a like leather tunic of like weird baubles and stuff like that. They have this weird matted hair that kind of ties back in a weird way, and they're kind of lounging on this this particular rock that is in front of a random staff, like a magical staff that is just in the ground. And you came here, you sat down, and you're like, yay. And Tacit, as Wolf, jumped up onto this rock and then morphed, and they've just been sitting there silent, looking over at you with their arms crossed for a little while now, like maybe a minute. As you look, two of you are looking past the staff.
So I'm just gonna take a random stab at the dark here. You're establishing a grove.
No, that's Adder's staff. Val has it trapped. So
I was about to say, wouldn't it be more comfortable in Val's manor?
No, Adder liked ice magic.
So it'd be a little chilly.
I am the back.
Welcome the back. Tassa says, in summer months, this grove is freezing.
A welcome respite, I'd imagine, in the dead of summer.
I enjoy it. Fur gets hot sometimes.
I imagine it would. But unless you have further small talk, shall we get down to business?
Under one condition.
Oh, aye?
If I explain this to you, Liam, you will leave me alone and my identity a secret to everyone, especially Val.
Sure, I'll do my best. For the most part, I'd keep a don't ask, don't tell policy. If no one asks me about it, I ain't gonna tell them. But I'll put forth the extra effort to attempt to obfuscate information if you'd so desire.
I heard a foof.
Obfuscate.
Okay, obfuscate. Mafusa. Yeah, so she nods. What do you want to know?
Well, Mr. Garland just wanted to know what happened to Tassus. He apparently sent them up here with some kind of task. Forgive me, I forget the specifics. And they've yet to report in.
They haven't been looking at you this whole time. They turn to you and says, well, they're dead.
Is that what I should tell them?
Yes.
Very well.
But
Next I meet, that will be the information I relay.
why did Gorlin tell you he seeked the information of his ancient kin?
He wasn't really specific. I'm not really privy on one's intentions either.
Do you went on his quests for that knowledge?
Part of it, aye.
She squints at you and then looks away. What
Paid
part?
quite well, actually. The abandoned ancestral home of the ancient mountain dwarves. Supposedly somewhere to the south of the Elven Confederacy. I don't know exactly where it sits on a topographical map. We sought this place, we scouted it, gathered information, and relayed it.
What did you think of the knowledge you gathered from that place?
Concerning.
They look to you again, resting their head on the rock, and kind of this awkward look, and says, good, then I can trust you.
Gorlin didn't seem terribly interested in the most concerning parts.
Which is why I did not return. Give me a moment and I shall tell you my story, and then I would like to sleep. And they yawn really loudly. If Stump was here, he'd be like, can't tell if they're talking like this because they're like fucking broken or they're just really tired. Because Varg always yawned every fucking moment I could explain that they yawn.
I see.
Yeah, so they're still looking at you in that awkward way where like the whole body's kind of laid out on top of this rock and kind of like looking at you like half-hooded eyes. And they start telling you, Gorlin set me to go looking for the northern kingdom, but I decided to look into the city that had fallen first. You can learn a great deal about the people and their history, or by their garbage left behind when they fled. As you might have guessed, what I found there, she shakes her head, but it put me in a mood that I felt distant, cold. I'll be honest, I've been so far removed from my true self, I tend to forget what emotions feel like. Living in any form for that long enough makes you forget even some of the most basic feelings and memories.
I suppose I've been a warg for a while.
A squello.
Continue.
Well, dire wolf, to be specific. Beautiful creatures. I healed one when I came up here. It's the visage I took. But, so I went north, not already liking what I was seeing. My gut told me not to proceed and just tell Gorlin to sit in a prairie and eat grass. But I stupidly, foolishly pressed on, and I found the living ancestors. It took me a year or so to travel on that road. It was one of the darkest parts of my memory that I can remember, both figuratively and literally. They were just as warlike and fanatic as what I found prior. Part of their society was rotten to the core. They used ghastly nature-derived magic I had not seen since the Blood Forest. They were currently going through some civil war, slaughtering... Yes.
Interesting. We figured it was arcane.
In a sense, it's a bastardization of the ley line.
More divine rather than arcane.
It shrugs. I do not know. I do know that it mirrored similar efficacies that the Blood Forest emitted.
I shrug. That does not surprise me.
It's also likely what drove them to the civil war that I found them in. They were slaughtering any magic user they could find. Can't say I blame them. What I saw was proof enough. There was something wrong with a lot of them. Even without magic, those people are horrid.
I was starting to suspect that.
After seeing people being co-opted by foul magics and turning their own kin, I decided I wanted to forget. I knew, giving enough time, I needed to be patient.
And then here I come along to remind ye of your past. My apologies.
She rolls her. I say she. They roll their head. You still don't know at this point. The voice is all fucked up. There's clearly no signs. They roll their head to the side again, not looking at you, and says, "I have forgotten emotions, my family, some of my past, but most of these memories linger. I just need to be patient."
So when you say dead, you're talking identity death. I understand.
There's barely anything left of Tassus. There is more Varg the wolf than Tassus the druid.
Druid?
Do you not think it strange I can change into form of an animal?
I've always referred to them as children of Verdance.
You sea folk always have strange words for saying something that is so easy to describe.
Aye.
That is... Go ahead.
Aye. Oh, I'd like to return to the sea at some point. Alas, my fate has deemed fit to not see us. What's the word I'm thinking of? Not see us join once more. Not yet.
They sit up slightly and say, "Is there anything else?"
Nah, that was about it.
They leap.
Nothing else
They leap down onto the snow.
Nothing else comes to mind, and I will avoid pestering you further in the future.
Yeah, they start walking towards the manor, so they're starting to get about halfway to you, and they get past the staff, and they start speaking. 3 meals a day, a simple life, is more than I deserve for the task I am trying to accomplish. And as they get in line with you, they look over at you and nod, and they start anamorphing into a wolf. And then it's that strained vocal chords that were not meant for speech says, "To forget." And the wolf keeps walking.
Gotcha.
I just imagine Liam says that. Just turns around. Gotcha.
Nah, I wait at the bench.
Okie
It's the girl from Fallout. Okie dokie then. It's kind of dark.
I wait sitting on the bench for a minute or two before I get up and start making my own way back.
Yeah, so we cut back to the party at Val's Manor, and you all are in the living room. The Ulmer's there. He looks like he's going to murder all of you. Val is petting it and says, "Oh, I forgot. So as you might have realized, Irakora is not here."
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, actually, Sai and Yuka, make me an insight check DC 20, and Curio, make an insight check DC 20, but at advantage.
Oh. I was debating. I was like, do I announce that I want to use my inspiration to get a better roll? No, I'll do fine. Fails.
No matter what, even if I roll a 1, it's not a 10.
I'll keep that in mind. That stuff just, it takes forever for my mind to pick up on stuff, like with fucking Yuka's perception.
As long as it's a check thing, I just roll a 10 if it's under 9.
Yeah, that's going to take me a long time to remember that. At least remember all the skills you have checked. Yeah, so we'll start with Yuka. Yuka, there's a point when he's like brushing the Omer and he says like, "Oh, I almost forgot." There's like a bit of a hitch in his voice. Like it sounds like he feels a little like there's more of a personal reason why he felt bad for forgetting, so like before he reveals the information he's about to reveal. Curio, when he says the name Irakora, his demeanor changes, and after he says that they're gone, obviously gone, it has a stupidly strong impact on his demeanor. And you can tell that a lot of the thing you're seeing from him now is all a mask. Like he's like putting on this show and display of trying to hide it, but clearly behind the eyes there's like a deep sorrow. But so he says, "I almost forgot, as you might have noticed, Irakora is no longer here. She did, however, write you all a message that I was supposed to deliver to you." And he walks over to a random wall sconce, and it's a sconce that has a torch in it, like it's on fire. And he just kind of turns it to the side, and there's a compartment, and the fire's kind of angy that it's at an angle, and you can start seeing it's tilting in. And he grabs the note out and puts the sconce back. and he walks up, like you all have like your own seating arrangements, but he kind of holds it out to the party at large. Actually, no, he would hand it closest to Sai and Yuka and says, she left you a letter. I have not seen the contents of it, and nor did she say that I wasn't privy to it, but I did not read it, as you can see from the wax seal. He's holding it out to Sai and Yuka.
I'll take it.
Okay. It is your choice to size. Okay, you should have a handout called Irakor's letter.
I put it in my thing of holding and forget I have it.
Okay. You don't read it?
I look over to Yuka and I without saying anything, kind of asking, do you want me to read this now?
Yuka sends like a similar but opposite look back, like, no shit, Sherlock.
Okay.
And by the way,
She like leans in uncomfortably close to Sai as well, like reading over his shoulder as he opens it.
okay, then I will just so you don't have to. I'll give you the actual physical letter, but just so you can read it more easily, I'll send you the text as well.
I can read cursive.
I tried making it the most readable cursive, sending this to you as well. Yuka, who tends to Robin like a spoiled child.
I'm just going to say this as a joke. Behold, as you have to, you open the scroll up, you start reading, and goes, oh, by the way, this contains a glyph of warding. Enjoy the fireball.
Yeah.
And that is the key code to trigger it. Enjoy the fireball.
That. Right. So it should be in your...
yeah, I got it open now. Do you want me to read through? Because I can read it real quick if you want. Do you want me to actually give it a read through out loud, or you just want to have the players read it?
Oh, read it out loud.
Okay. Cyrith, Yuka, and Liam, I pray this letter finds you in fair spirits and gentle fortune. My thanks to you all for the aid you have so freely given me. No trove of gold nor king's ransom could ever hope to repay what you have done. First for Val, now for my father himself, you left a mark upon him deeper than you might know. I have never before seen him so resolute, so ready to stand against my mother. When last we parted, after you helped Val, there was precious little still anchoring me to this place. I believed quietly, hopefully, that you would return bearing word that my father was prepared to help me claim a place within the Elder Grove, and that I might tell you face to face. Never did I imagine that he himself would arrive unannounced, insistent that we confront the matter with our own hands. I had promised you, Liam, that I would share what knowledge I possessed of the Storm's Eye, yet my father has guided you instead towards Gorlin, which I am told holds far more than the meager truths I could have offered. So I leave you this letter in my stead, along with a warning that may yet prove of worth. The enlightened Ember has been raising a vast structure beneath the, does that say Bloodlines?
Yes.
Bloodlines' main block and capital building. With magic at their command, they could see it completed within 10 years. My mother and the council dream boldly. They seek to forge a floating city, one that may one day sail to the heavens themselves. This knowledge is 2 years out of date, and I can only speculate that Elrilla will hasten its construction. My father is wagering everything upon that belief. You will remain welcome within the Enlightened Ember, but I ask you this: do not distract Elrilla when you visit. She is, by all accounts, vital to my father's designs to keep us safe. Peace walk with each of you. May our paths cross again before too long. Irakora.
Aww.
It's at this moment that Liam walks through the door.
Hey, Liam, you should read this letter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
How convenient.
Yeah, so Val has been sitting there quietly, sitting on top of the Aurum and like petting it as it stares daggers at Kirio and Sheila.
Getting the staring sensation after a bit, I'll actually, because it didn't seem, would I pick up that it just does not seem like a normal animal. It seems almost too intelligent.
Give me a nature check. But yeah, imagine like a much bigger emu with some more raptor characteristics and rideable like a horse. I'm assuming this is not a checked. Yeah, no. You don't know. You think that this thing might be more intelligent than it perceives, or might be perceived.
Then,
or it really hates cats.
So, I'm gonna trigger one of my little abilities. People won't really actually notice or tell, but I'll actually trigger my Unnerving Eye because I feel this is just a weird ass fucking bird thing.
Okay, what is it?
Hello?
You press something.
Ben, did you fall down a very deep mine shaft?
Ben, are you?
No way.
How deep does the rabbit hole go?
Sounds like a fucking robot.
Yeah. You hit something.
Okay, Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime is falling off the wagon.
Hey, did you turn on the horror mode?
But
I think I fixed it. I think I hit.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I accidentally, because I was cleaning off some dust on my keyboard, I hit the back button, and I think it triggered something on my Stream Deck. What was it? Did I fall down a deep well? Apparently, Michelle's very freaked out by it.
You sounded robotic and like you were going down the hole.
Here, I'll just turn this on because it's fun. Go ahead, figure what?
It was like a spooky filter, but it was like maxing out Discord, so your voice was like cutting out.
Peaking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also have this one, dearies, that I quite enjoy bringing out every once in a while on our creators.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, that character I don't know.
That's Alistair. Anyway.
Character I don't know.
I forget.
Yeah. Anyway.
But doing this.
Yeah, so what's Alluring Eye do?
So essentially, it will ping to me anything I can see. I could get a very strong confirmation of if it has an illusion, if they're a shape changer or not in their original form. Anything magical or whatnot that's within 30 feet of me,
Damn it.
It's not something that I can just go and everyone sees bright eyes. It's just me actually focusing, observing.
You can sense it.
Yeah, it says your senses are
but it can't tell me it can't tell me what its true form is, but I know it is not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
20 so feet away from the front door where Liam just came through, you can sense that there's a shape changer.
There will be like a quick moment of like look at Liam and then the eye flick to Wolf and then
it's not there. It's like outside. Yeah, it's like outside on the porch. It would be looking then realization of something's off. The flick, okay, look back at Liam. Your character is intuitive enough that you're like, oh, that's where that wolf was.
Well, it should be noted that this ability is called Unerring Eye, and it specifically says anything that he senses. It's not like a magical sense that gives him like a foot.
Okay.
Doesn't tell me, but
okay.
I have it to where it's just like there's
that's an important distinction.
Everything you see or hear.
But
that's a very important distinction.
If something's on the other side of a wall,
he won't be able
can't
to
possibly.
I can't see X-ray.
Okay.
If it door open or window, I could see through that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Then
it's got
you
a 30-foot range, but it's not radar.
Okay, cool. You don't know that that wolf is not a wolf. Yeah. Cool. We're good.
He walked past it earlier,
but not with it.
I didn't do it earlier.
You have to trigger it.
Do that earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
I can do it but 3 times a day.
But that being said, no, the Omer is just. I mean, it could be an intelligent bird, but it's whatever it is. It's a thing that it is, and so is everything else in this room. Yeah.
And when he's using that, it does say, Ben, that he gains no insight into what is hidden or its true nature.
Yes.
So you just have to tell him there's funny business happening here, and offer no hints as to what it is.
I know they're disguised, but are they? But I don't know if they're naked or not underneath.
I mean, kind of.
All right. Yeah. So. The Val's been sitting there pretty quietly this entire time, and then you get finished reading that letter, and he says, well, not as secret-filled and dramatic as I'm used to her writings, but I guess a nice letter.
I mean, that was kind of dramatic, in my opinion.
You must not have actually read any of her writings. But I digress. So, what are y'all here for?
Well, we only intended a short visit. At first light tomorrow, we'll be out of your hair for at least a while.
Yeah, I don't mind the company. I have more than enough food to last me through 3 winters with all of my friends around me. And he gestures and pats the Ulmer on the head.
Excellent. Well, we'll make sure to stop in and visit again. But yes, we'll be journeying. If I remember correctly, we're going east to go. Are we going to Freybert?
So you have a couple options, right? So you have that Gorlin mentioned that the people who actually designed and made the core of the Storm's Eye, the Rusha family clan, you're not sure where they are. You just know that they were the ones that designed it. Andrew also, or I should say Liam, and all of you were like, well, there was also that shitty captain that told us to go on the ass end of the fucking other side of the planet, and it's either he's lying or Gorlin's lying, so that's also an option. But, I mean, the compass is, at this point, pointing a teensy bit south, but mostly east.
Gotcha.
So is the game plan then for us to go to the, I'm guessing, I can't quite read it because the text is a little bit small, but the this place, this location, Dujup.
Yeah, that is one thing I really do hope that at some point, or when I switch over to Foundry, I'll be able to have much better resolution maps. But you have
go out
Freybert.
there and charter a ship, I'm assuming, to go for a little boat ride.
Yeah. Hopefully I can find one of the gentlemen, or perhaps a remnant of the fleet.
Did we want to investigate, you said, to people who were the original designers of the core?
Yeah, Rusha family.
Are they in is that Freybert?
You don't know. But yeah, so you like, basically, I imagine that's how the conversation goes, just because for the performative dramatic state and the camera angles and everything, that you're all just sitting around, maybe there's some light talk happening, and then you're like, where should we go? And then you're like, well, there's that captain, and then you like maybe sigh because you're talking about, you bring it up to Liam, like, there was that, wasn't there like a family or something that made the core?
Yeah.
And then
I
Liam,
feel like Sai is kind of like looking at Liam and like, that's what the plan is, right?
yeah, and then Liam, you have the floor.
I eyeball the compass. I will be going for this we'll be going for this first.
Well, I was thinking it might not be bad to gather some intel in Freybert, if it is the largest city in the area. What do you know about this core you're seeking?
If we're not the only
ones
seeking the core, I'd like to get a hold of it before anyone else gets an opportunity.
Well, that's
Val looks at you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Val looks at you and he says, "Core."
I don't entirely understand what that means, but apparently it was a critical or some kind of critical mechanism of the Storm's Eye.
You're talking about the ship, the main ship of the fleet,
the flagship of the Telosian fleet.
I didn't read much up on history, but yeah, I've heard of it.
Don't suppose you know much about the Rusha family.
Nobody needs any insight checks for this at all. Like, you'd have to have a -3. He goes from like petting Dilmer to like gripping its feather or its fur feather, and the thing like just like screeches. And it like gets up and it knocks him on the floor, and it like huffs and then like walks out into the dining room and then like grabs like some leftover bread and just like goes through the dining room door out to the front. And Val gets up and says, Yeah. Yes, I am very familiar with the Rusha family. Why?
Well, apparently they were involved in its construction, in the ship's construction somehow.
Not surprised. Teth is quite the engineer, and her father. I wonder. Besides the point, yes, that makes sense. I don't know personally.
Any insight will do, really. We don't know, or we know next to nothing about them.
Well, you can see something's really bothering him. If anyone wants to see if they can gauge what it might be, give me an insight check. It's going to be, I'd say, 18 to get a vague idea and 20 to get like a near exact idea.
I tap Liam's shoulder and I point at. I was gonna say I tap Liam's shoulder and I point at. Kyria, are you participating in this?
I cannot go under 23.
Okay.
You should roll factors our thing in this. Okay, so you got 23.
Okay. I was gonna say I tap on Liam's shoulder and I was gonna tell him, "Hey, you should guidance, Kyria." But in English. Natural one. I don't know.
Sai is super like paying attention to Liam and everything.
The bird was the distraction.
Oh yeah, it was the bird. Like Sai, you're like, what the fuck? Did it just grab a loaf of bread?
Whoa,
Your bird probably shouldn't eat that loaf. I had a Labrador once eat an entire loaf of bread. She regretted it for 3 days straight.
Yeah, Lavitz fucking ate
a loaf of bread.
Yeah, Lavitz ate like 3/4 of a whole loaf of bread. That's why I call him a bread loaf now. But anyway, so with Liam, you pick up that obviously there's something severely bothering about the Rusha family. You kind of get this small sense that there's this personal connection. It's not just he's afraid of the family or is scared to talk about it. There's a personal reason. And Curio, you figure out that there was a point in which after he got up off the Omer, you saw him looking around and his sights landed on something, and then you saw him like shake his head ever so subtly and look away. You like glanced back and you saw a artist rendition of Adder sitting on a rock with her staff. And you see below the painting says Adder Rusha.
I see if no one else actually picks up on it. I'll kind of stand up. I'll actually do a little speaking of go. I haven't exactly introduced myself properly. My name is Curio. I've been with these people with a previous job dealing with Gorland. And I'm at least intrigued by what they've done. But could you explain to me who this person is that you were looking at?
Give me a persuasion. I'm going to say the DC is, and this is going to have factors on it. Because, like, tell me your goal. Your goal is to, like, him to explain the person or explain the connection?
It's both. I introduced myself. I am new with this group, but I'm trying to find out more of who this person is, but maybe it'll loosen them up a bit more.
Yeah, DC 20.
But, damn, 15.
Yeah, so he says, Adder, she was my pairing mate outside of, mind you, culturally different. Pairing mate is like we are bound to glory. Our glories are bound together, and basically she had died and it was my fault. And it was actually the combination of, he nods to Liam, and Irakora that I was able to come to some understanding of her wishes. But yes, that she is the daughter to, and I need to go look up his name real quick. Distoa Rusha, which is the head of that clan.
I see.
I'm not exactly one who has actually met you other times. This is the first time but the way you carry yourself with her, do you truly blame yourself for her death? Or there's no other way to bear the pain?
I think he goes a bit stalwart and basically says, listen, Kirio, I have been dwelling on this for quite some time. I have recently come to an understanding of her true intuitions with her passing and my involvement. That is a chapter that is closed now. So
is he Elven? Elvish?
Oh no. Val is Dragonbar. Yeah, both.
Okay.
Ada was blue scaled and Val is red scaled.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to do any other special language of apology.
Yeah, so he looks at you and says, either way, yes, I would not doubt that the Rusha family had something to do with it. They have been brilliant craftsmen for some time. If there's any information you wanted about its creation, or maybe even how to recreate it, they'd be the ones to talk to.
The most interesting thing that I want to know about them is, where is their stockpile of Aerodine?
What now?
William, do you honestly believe he knows that?
I mean,
Are you just deliberately being erudite?
I thought it was Aerodine.
I'm talking about your words.
It's a joke. It's a joke,
Honestly,
damn you.
I wouldn't be surprised if they created it, but the creation of Aerodine, I've been told, is quite difficult. Do they have a method of manufacturing, or did they perhaps find it somewhere?
Liam, I don't know what this is.
All right.
Never heard of it.
Which is what I've been saying. Well, I know this seems to be a sensitive matter for you, but would you be willing to introduce us?
I will not, but you can find the Rusha family at Fairbert. They have a big enough manor there. Ask around, you'll find your way. If you could speak Fang, it would be written all over the damn town. You couldn't miss it.
I believe there's magic that should assist us in language comprehension to bridge the gap for now.
His demeanor changes as fascinating. The magics over here are more of a elemental derivative. There are ones for multiple languages.
Aye, there's one that can, well, it's not language specific. It's more of a coverall, I should say. One that lets you speak to anyone on a more primal level. As long as they understand any language in general, you'll be able to get most points across. It has trouble.
That would help.
It has trouble conveying idioms.
That would still be very useful.
Aye, quite.
Wish I could learn magic. It's not within my cards.
Don't feel too bad.
Somehow I thought you were a spell singer.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I can invigorate people with my words and drive them to do great things, but the Singers Guild, as we like to jokingly call it, is still one of the lower rungs of the clans around here compared to the Stone or Life Singers Guilds.
I see.
Sounds complicated. Anyway, is there any thing we should know about the Rusha family before we seek them out? Anything to help us with our introduction?
They are nobility, so don't expect a immediate
audience.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the word. He would have said audience right away. An immediate audience with them. But being as how important and prideful they can be, maybe if you mentioned something about creating the ship's core, that's knowledge I haven't heard of. That might be enough to pique their interest to come talk to you.
First the core, then we'll consider talking to them.
I think we talk to them first.
Oh?
Yes. Simply because we'll have to pass through Freybert on our way to the port to begin with, so we will be immediately available to do so. But secondly, I think you're underestimating the risk of handling this core without any foreknowledge as to its function. We don't know how dangerous this thing could be. For all we know, it could be quite lethal to even touch.
Sheila pipes up real quick and says, yeah, I mean, I've heard of rocks that if you touch them, they make you have large boils and stuff on them. What happens if the core is just made out of that?
I doubt the core is made of light, though. If it was so dangerous, why would they keep it on board?
Now, the
Power?
function. The function wasn't to look pretty and be a nice mattress warmer. It was to power a flying vessel.
Core does imply, Liam, that, it's this thing that provides power.
Alternatively, hear me out, Liam. If you want to proceed straight to the docks and head straight for the core, please feel free to do so. But I will speak with the Rushas, and then I will rejoin with you out at sea. That way, you get to do what you want to do, and I get to do what I want to do.
Sure. If you can glean information from them, just beware.
Also,
Yes.
Liam, mind you, it's likely below the sea.
Yeah, I was told.
Are you just
for that?
Yeah, are we just gonna use water breathing and then tie rocks to our ankles? Yes, what's wrong with the strategy?
I can't think of any way to TPK a party from this instance.
Assuming I can find a friendly enough captain, I'll probably just ride their anchor.
Liam has a concept of water pressure, right?
No, I don't think he's been under the ocean.
But you've been in water, like you've swam before, you've done some diving.
Yeah, I imagine Liam knows what
underwater, like there's like diving underwater, but going deep, not a concept.
Yeah, I imagine.
I suppose it depends on how it is.
You would know what the bends are, at least.
Well, there's also minor adaptation. I think that's a spell, anyways.
I mean, if Ben's okay with its use being for that, I'm fine with it.
I'd have to read it.
I'd have to look it up, see if it's even something.
Also assumes any you even have it.
There's like an environmental adaptation spell. I don't remember what it's called exactly. I'd have to find it. I might be thinking of a Pathfinder spell, honestly.
Well, from what I recall, there is a spell that druids can actually cast. They can do water breathing. And then there is an ability... let's go with this. That's too far.
Anyway, besides that, so Val.
When did the final battle take, or where did the final battle take place? Was it like out at sea, or was it close to a shore?
They were basically ambushed out at sea.
So out in the middle of the ocean, no land in sight.
I wouldn't say no land in sight, but that's what little knowledge you have of it. Yeah.
Okay, so it could have been deep.
Yes. I like the idea of gathering intel, but if you want to rush out there, I'm not going to stop you.
I suppose.
But I'm not going to rush to my death with you. In the very least, I'll follow you by a day.
I suppose now would be a good time to start this, but we'll start by taking that compass and doing what we did with the last compass, and we'll draw a line from our current position to across the map to where it's pointing.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Do we need to? Doesn't the line already point in a straight line towards our destination?
It does, but it'll give us some idea as to how deep the damn thing might be.
You want to ascertain
about
its
that area
depth.
Specifically. Yeah, so the line drawn, where was that line?
I'm not entirely sure how you're going to figure this out with this methodology, but...
We're somewhere over here, I think.
Yeah, we're in right here, actually. Landelberg, Ulfer. Yep.
And then I repeat this process while we're in Freybert. The two lines should intersect at where the damn thing is located, assuming it's not moving.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
How do you get depth from that, though? That's my question.
By asking a local and pointing at a map. Hey, do you know how deep it is right about here?
Oh, you mean you want to figure out where it's topographically located and then figure out the depth of the area?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought you were trying to ascertain the depth from that experiment itself, and I was like, I don't see how this is possible. I might have missed a math class at some point in time or geometry class at some point in time. I don't know how to do this. Now, do I think it can be done? Yes, but much more sophisticatedly.
So as you all are looking at this map, Val walks over, and you see him tilt his head at you, Yuka, and he says, "What is that you have behind you?"
Oh, you mean my friend here? And Yuka kind of pokes at Robin if he's not already hanging out.
He makes the like light grudge noise.
I'll blurt out something that sounds smart, but probably isn't smart. Ah, that's a Kamazotz. Quick
What?
cave delving.
Okay.
Cave dwelling critter.
But
he
yeah, so
says, Sure, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Or you?
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
I already literally forgot what I was gonna go, so just go ahead and say whatever you're gonna have Val say.
I will fucking destroy you.
Anyway,
Ben,
you hit the button again.
There we go. We good? We good?
Yeah, you're good.
We good.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, he says, where did you find it?
In a cave.
Oh, yeah, we were just kind of wandering around some caves, and I fed him some acid worms, and we became
Acid
friends.
worms. That little guy eats acid?
Aye. and alcohol, too,
Quite
apparently.
willingly, yeah.
He tugs at the invisible beard that he has and says, "One moment." And he goes to the kitchen and he comes back with Go ahead.
I realized I never actually attempted it. It was like, click, oh yeah, acid. I'll actually go into my bag and I'll pull out like one of my little acid vials and be like, sip. while he walks out and waiting for a moment. It's just like, sip. You want a little sip?
See, I don't
Pop the cork
know if he eats the acid or if he just likes the worms and is immune to their acid.
Yeah, he looks at it, leans forward, sniffs it, and then like leans back. Doesn't seem interested.
not enough protein.
Cork it. It was a thought that I completely forgot about after realizing, oh yeah, they're acidic, and he was able to full on poke his limb into the acidic pool and it didn't have a reaction. It's just like, huh.
So, he comes out of the kitchen with a strange object in hand. It's like this, like kind of elongated oblong yellow thing, and he holds it out to he starts to hold it out to the creature. He says, "May I?"
Yuka turns over to Robin. Hey, do you want to, say hi to this guy? He's nice.
He like pokes his head up from underneath the little cloth. His ears poke out. He makes gentle grudge noises. I can't tell. Is that friendly or
he is quite friendly. I think he's a little sleepy. And then Yuka still just kind of whispers over to Robin, like, hey, he's not bad. Do you want to say hi? Can he pet you?
He crawls out and then leans forward, and Val holds out the weird yellow thing, and Robin sniffs it and then reaches out with like the tiny little hands and like picks it up and like brings it close and then starts eating it like a bat eats a banana.
Oh my god, yes.
It's like slurping. The sounds are very loud. There's a lot of tongue action going on. Like it's quite messy. He's eating a lemon.
I see.
And he's just fucking snacking, dog.
Yeah. It's like eating the skin and everything.
I get it.
I imagine that Yuka's gotten like a splatter in the eye and just like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. Lemon. Anyway, so Val brings his hand forward and like gently rubs the top of his head, and there's grudge noises, but it's like being buried underneath like the pulp of a lemon.
Like when fucking kittens growl while they're trying to eat food.
Yeah, like gargling. Remember, the grudge noises are the purr noises this thing makes.
I honestly just relay that to Val. Like, he seems to be enjoying himself. He is very content.
Right, well, I hope so. Those things come from very far down south. They're very rare. but they are quite acidic. As he yawns and stretches, he says, well, it is getting late, and I think I am going to go to bed. If any of you all need anything, please let any of my servants know. They are happy and friendly, and they will provide anything you need. I only ask that you treat them with the utmost respect.
Why, everyone's an equal in my eyes.
I can only promise to try.
He nods. He says, well, I feel that same here, Liam. Understand that up here in the Great Flame, the races who cannot defend themselves are considered, they need protection. So most of them don't have the same rights.
If that is what they need, then I will provide, if I can.
Well, meaning small little races like the kobolds and goblins typically are kicked around and told that that's why they are being kicked around and why they need to be put into slavery. I never personally saw a need for it. I understand protecting them, but here in the Great Flame, it's a mixed perspective of whether to treat them well because we are the guardians of them, or they are just given whatever we give them because we're the guardians of them.
Because the strong will rule the weak.
In a sense, that is how the Great Flame does most things. You may be aware, but we are very glory-centric.
Aye, a military meritocracy, as I understand it.
That is a fair way to put it. I will warn you, the rebels I spoke about, the call is the Black Claw, and they are predominantly, mostly, if not entirely, all composed of these slave races. Now, mind you, even though both you and I would be more than willing to treat them fairly, and so would a fair bit of the other places, they are in rebellion and will probably attack on sight.
If they are, I will not hesitate to defend myself from anyone who may do so.
As I would hope anyone would do, to guide your travels safely and hope that nothing happens. But I should warn you that while they are meeker races, lately they've been getting well armed, and they're starting to notice spellcrafters casting very strange green magics. I mentioned to you before that Eckert had something to do with the rebels.
You don't say.
What, do you know anything about green magics?
Would I also...
Give me... Curia, you're going to be at disadvantage. Sai and Yuka, you can roll a... Let's just say a wisdom check to see if you remember. And Curio, you can make me a... I wish it was just a memory roll.
Oh my god. The dice gods are not with me today.
It's only a DC 16.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
You just click the wisdom save. Just do a wisdom save, Curio. You're just doing a disadvantage. Okay. Just see if you remember any information. Okay.
13.
So, yeah, Sai and Curio, it doesn't quite ring a bell, or doesn't seem to be relevant. Like, in your mind, you're just like, oh, yeah, green magic. I mean, Sai, you're like, I've casted green magic before. This is not explanative of anything. And Curio, you're like, people can change the color of their magic if they want. Yuka, something sticks in your head a little bit, and you're like, Eckert, rebels, green magic, Black Claw. Black Claw.
Did I know something about the color of Raytheon?
Raytheon was a black acid dragon.
Oh man, black acid sounds totally fucking fire right now.
And
I heard fuckable.
You said one of the slave races are
black acid dragon.
One of the slave races are kobolds, right?
Yeah, kobolds and goblins.
Tinkles, we're talking about fucking dragons. I need you to go away, please.
Kobolds are dragon worshippers, typically, are they?
Oh, he seems to be a bad dragon, so...
Terrible. Anyway, to answer Sai's reasonable ask. So in this universe, it's not necessarily like you don't know. It's more you don't know. You generally haven't been exposed to many kobolds. You know about the ones in the silver, like in the silver mine area, like the crystal sands. They seem to treat the crystal dragon with a lot of reverence. So this would be the second time you've heard about kobolds, assuming this is true, like reverentially following or being besieged or being charmed by another dragon.
How would they have reacted to what I assume is Raytheon's utter destruction, or at least the cutting him off from the material plane when Eckert was Control-Alt-Deleted?
When you say react to, who are you referencing?
I was just saying, how would those kobolds, if they are Raytheon worshippers, how would they have reacted, I wonder,
yeah,
to what happened?
But lost my place. Okay, yeah. So Yuka, I mean, yeah. And also, you've seen Eckert like launch green, like tendrilled chaotic magic that you know is coming from Raytheon in some way or another.
I like vaguely remembered that there was something different about his magic, but I couldn't remember if it was just that it was green color or what.
Oh, I recognize it. Both from its description and that fever dream the succubus made me experience.
So, you said it was Val who was like describing this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Yuka kind of pauses for a moment, gets a quizzical expression on her face, and decides to go...
How do you have a non-physical expression on your face?
Visible.
Oh, visible is what you say.
Quizzical, with a Q-U-I-Z-Z-I-C-A-L.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah.
But Yuka expresses that, now that you mention it, I feel like all those things kind of go together, and I don't think it was necessarily Eckert's fault, but but there's this like dragon deity or something, and I believe his name was what was Rathion?
I say along with her, Rathion.
Well, she says it wrong, but you say it at the same time.
Exactly.
I'm just imagining the clip from like Looney Tunes where like the characters like thinking about something and there's a clock in their head that's slowly ticking forward, and then when it hits 12, all of a sudden a little cuckoo comes out. And I'm just imagining that's happening in Yuka's head during all this.
Yeah, except it's a little black dragon instead of a yellow Tweety bird.
She goes, "Oh my God, Eckert was involved with the rebels. They're secretly a Raytheon cult."
But yeah, so Val looks and he says, looks down at you, says, yes, there's apparently some mention of that name via the rebels, something of a warship. What is it?
A very powerful being, or perhaps deity, taking the form of a black dragon.
I'm honestly not sure how much Sai knows.
No idea if he has some kind of physical form somewhere, but he's supposedly extremely dangerous and very belligerent.
Fantastic. That's what I love to hear, leading the rebels.
Aye, quite disturbing development. Otherwise, more power to them. If they feel ready to seize or decide their own destiny, why not let them?
Well, the funny part of that is, before the whole them coming up with sorcery that we've never seen before, there was already clan talks of allowing the kobolds in because they started actually exuding enough strength to give them the ability to have the clan's rival, so they could fight for their freedom and their entire race would be allowed as a core species. But then this happened, and now those discussions have disintegrated.
Disappointing.
Goblins, however, tend to be...
They've resorted to this kind of deity worship, that is.
He shrugs. He says, for all I know, they might be being manipulated.
More than likely.
The desperate usually are.
But yeah, he says, but like I said, I am quite tired.
So is the DM.
No, I just conjured that up.
Oh, okay.
It's called acting. Get used to it. We do that here.
Andrew can't tell the difference between acting and really...
This is so realistic, I've lost my grasp on reality.
Sure.
As an autistic person, I can't tell the difference either.
Andrew just putting his hand on a stone table, he's like, I'm outside on the cobblestones right now. I bet that desk is always cold, too.
All right, Jared Leto and the Suicide Squad.
Not exactly cold, but it's usually about room temperature.
Right. So, yeah, so he yawns. He says, I am now going to bed. Like I said, if you need anything, treat them with respect, ask them for service, they will provide. But it is way past my time to go into the deep void for a little while. Have a good night, everyone.
Hi, you too.
And he walks off, and the direction he walks to, which is around the dining room like area, the Omer like pokes its head back in to just stare at Curio for a moment while it slowly brings its head back.
Is that like a stare, like contemplating whether or not that thing's edible, a stare, or?
Roll me a nature check. Now I'm gonna tell you the DC.
Okay, I got this, guys. Hold on. I got it. Where it is.
Pretty sure it's a dominance thing.
Odd. I mean,
You know what you meant.
Yeah, it keeps glaring, and specifically at Curio. But Sheila is like, well, I am going to go find the softest rock in the house.
good luck.
You do you, boo boo.
Yeah, so you're all sitting in the living room, as it were, with this pretty big, massive, like, Ulmer bed that looks like it's been ripped apart like a dog toy. You can see, like, there's this really nice, like, large double glass window that has, like, wood arches on either side, and it's looking out onto, like, a really nice alpine forest. You can see in the distance the last little vestiges of sunlight, like the very tiny purplish like hues that are in the sky. And you could see in the distance there's like a campfire somewhere. Looks like a neighbor.
A neighbor that's like 10 miles away.
Yeah.
We're being spied on. Send the drones. I unleash my skeleton army.
Go forth. Gets 1 mile out, dies. Fuck. Range.
Ah, wait, there's no range.
I think it's a timer, isn't it?
Yeah, 24 hours.
I guess you could travel fairly.
Well, after 24 hours, they become uncontrolled.
Oh,
They just try to complete the last order they were given, and then they just basically wander around aimlessly and attack anything that comes within sight.
I definitely can see that not ever causing a problem ever.
Yeah, as well as why white
It's almost
necromancers are.
necromancers get discovered.
Yeah. They leave undead somewhere that get found, and then people hunt down why there's random zombies eating puppies and shit.
But anyway, so what are you guys going to do tonight? And what is the plan?
Plan, man?
Yeah, what's the plan?
Well, as for the rest of the night, I don't see us having to do anything other than rest peacefully, knock on wood. And then I feel like we should go to Freybert and seek out the Rusha family and get any useful intelligence out of them in regards to the core, but not necessarily communicate that we intend to actively seek it. Unless we think that they can be trusted, which as of right now, I don't think that's the opinion. And then we proceed to the ports, then we charter a ship, then we go get the thing, then we call it a campaign.
Well, I'll call it an arc. But yeah. So, Liam, what about you? Does that sound good, or you still want to try going out there by yourself?
Probably going to bed, and I'll stick with the group.
Cool. Yeah. So the night goes fairly uneventful, other than Yuka and go ahead.
I'd like to. I haven't exactly done a update contact with my scroll to my people. At least first off, relay that I'm actually still alive. My task was actually completed. Just haven't had time to be away from potential prying eyes. But I'll relay kind of like a self task that I'm actually doing, following the group and partially assisting and assessing on what they're actually doing, since it seems like there's some potential items I could find. But I'll actually ask if they can help pull up any potential info of the one family that we're gonna go talk to or approach. anything.
Yeah,
to
the
be
Rusha.
wary of. Yeah, anything to be wary of or leverage that can be used.
Yeah, so I think you won't hear an immediate response tonight, but
Yeah, it'd be a send of, hey, I'm alive, and then Rusha family would like to find out useful / leverage for gaining info.
yep, cool. All right, so right, all right. So then, Yuka and Sai, can you both give me a Wisdom saving throw DC 20?
Boosh. I could try. I'll burn an inspiration for this, unless you think it's not that important.
It might be.
You are charmed.
Oh, I didn't need to use inspiration. All right, 23.
Oh, Yuka, did you use an inspiration? I think you're muted.
I think you're muted.
Oh, yeah, I meant to use inspiration. I'm sorry.
Okay, that was fine. Yeah, so both you pass. There's enough rooms in this house for each of to have their own room. And Yuka, you're doing your nightly ritual and you're falling asleep. And Sai, you get done with your nightly ritual and you are also falling asleep. We see a camera angle of like split to show that you somehow simultaneously are finishing up at the exact same time. When you both lay down to go to sleep, there is this sequence that happens where you're sleeping, and the both of you are standing in a blizzard, and you can just see each other through this blizzard, like just like enough to make out that that's, you know, Yuka. Oh, it's definitely Sai, and Sai. Oh, it's definitely Yuka. And it's cold. It's freezing. Like, what do you two do?
So, do we like our? Do we?
You perceive this as a dream.
Okay.
Yep.
Yuka just blurts out, "What are you doing in my dream?"
Can I hear Yuka?
Yes, you can. Everything you two do or hear can be said or done.
Okay. And it's like a raging blizzard right now.
Yes, and you can feel the cold creeping in.
So she's kind of like shouting out over the wind. I'll just reply, "What are you doing in my dream? You don't have permission to be here." I guess I'll approach her.
Permission to be in mine.
Yeah. Does it feel like super cold, or does it not feel as cold as it should?
It feels like the cold is It doesn't feel as cold as it should be, but it does feel like the cold is starting to get worse.
Okay.
Do we feel anything related to Jurgle about this situation?
That's a good question. Give me a religion check, DC 10.
That's lame.
Just Yuka, you want me
Fuck me in the ass.
just Yuka, or do you want me to check too?
You can definitely check too.
26.
Use
What was that, Andrew?
inspiration. Use what is it?
Well, I have a plus 10
guidance?
bonus, so
Guidance. Use guidance.
I don't have guidance.
Does Yuka have guidance?
Oh,
I mean,
Yuka actually,
yeah, you could
got
take
it.
guidance herself, I guess.
Yeah, well, you should be.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Yuka got guidance as like a bonus thing that happened earlier in the campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. So both of you are sitting here feeling this chill start bringing. You're like, hey, why are you in my dream? Why are you in my dream? Anyway,
Well, last time we had a dream together, we ended up in a dark deep down, and then something weird happened.
yeah. So both of you have this like feeling, and you both kind of feel that like aberration. And in the snow, you know how sometimes a whiteout can look like almost static on the type of background. You see something like that start to emerge from the static, and it's kind of in the shape, because it's, remember, we're thinking like a TV static with like a silhouette. It's kind of in the shape of a very elongated fox, and it walks between the two of you and past you, and it continues to walk.
Yuka shrugs and follows the fox. Not the weirdest thing we've been through.
Okay, so why is Talentha talking to them?
Is it Talentha?
Probably.
Yes. What's the result of the religion check? I'm confused.
It was you passed it. You're fine.
Yeah.
If you really need to know, if either one of you had failed, you would have saw a snow white fox, elongated snow white fox walking. But since you both passed, you see a silhouette that's in static that usually is representative of what Jurgle looks like to you. So they're taking the form of an elongated fox. And now, Yuka, you wouldn't know who Talentha is. Sai, you would know roughly what Talentha is. But this is clearly like Jurgle.
I'm pretty sure I've had an interaction with Talentha.
Have you?
It was a long time ago now, but I think it was last time when we were up in this region.
Oh yes, when you're doing like the church things with Himari there. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you know the shape that this is Talentha, but it's in Jurgle static.
Okay, so it seems to be related to Jurgle in some way. Okay, well, I guess it's down the rabbit hole or the foxhole or whatever the hell hole we're currently going down.
Could be a tunnel. Could be a ravine.
hellhole. I vote hellhole.
Could be a canyon. You never know.
Could be the really rare canyon I just learned about from Mini Minuteman, the Devil's Mouth or Ravine, which apparently is where a mountain comes up, but because there was a predominant river there, the mountain actually won't come up. So then it looks like the rock is like split down the middle with a river going through it, but it's actually the river prevented the mountain from coming up. It's a really rare feature on our planet. But anyway,
gotcha. I was going to ask, how am I dressed right now? Like, do I have all of my gear, or am I just like,
you don't have your gear, but you're in your like normal attire. Both of you are like no backpacks.
I don't have my elven winter clothes. I just frickin' put away. Okay, so in that case, I'll start like trying to cast like prestidigitation to like warm my clothes.
Yeah, you start casting it, and it seems to affect you way more than the spell should.
It's like it's stronger than usual.
Yeah. But yeah, you follow Jurgle / Talentha, not sure, through the storm, and eventually you arrive at a shoreline, and the blizzard is like dying down, and you see it starts following the shoreline, and it's like time is speeding up, and you're following it, and eventually you arrive on this like this another forested area near the sea on both sides, like on all sides. It's like a peninsula, and you see the elongated fox staticky figure walk into a cave. Do you continue to follow it?
I look over at Yuka. I look towards the cave. Do you got anything you're doing tonight?
I mean, it's a dream. I can't imagine this is going to take very long. Let's go. I feel like having an adventure. What's the worst that could happen?
Immediately cut to the two of you's being held up in the air with thousands of cuts all over your body, while both necrotic, nature, and divine, and all sorts of magic is basically ripping your bodies apart in a weird liminal space in a cave somewhere.
I was just thinking we have our minds destroyed, but
I mean that whole event was pretty traumatic. We'll just call that brain destroy.
Okay.
But anyway, so you go into the cave and you eventually come to. It's like as if somebody put a lighting effect in the engine, but didn't actually put a thing emitting the light.
Someone turned on the global light source.
Well, it's just for this one area, right? It's not whole global, so it's just like the back of this cave, and you see the staticky figure like splayed out against the cave wall with many chains holding it against the wall, and you see the elongated fox with all the static and stuff like look down at you, and you see its head starts like. Has anyone watched The Owl House?
I have not seen that.
Nope, on my list.
God damn it.
I've seen plenty of videos with owls in their nest.
No, it's a specific character called Hootie. He's the house. Basically, his head starts, the fox's head starts to elongate and starts to snake down to the two of you. And then the body dissipates on the...
Studio Ghibli bullshit.
Yeah, kind of like that too. So the body starts to evaporate down to the head, and then standing in front of you is like a humanoid-ish staticky thing. And you all of a sudden both feel sharp pains on your feet.
I look. What's wrong with my feet?
Both of you are caught in the same very large bear trap, and then you wake up.
Yuka instinctively looks down at her feet upon waking.
Hey, your foot is gone. No, it's fine. It's just gone.
You now have 0 move speed. Congratulations. You have to climb everywhere. Son of a bitch. Gotcha.
Come here, dream. I'm just writing it down real quick. Otherwise, the night goes uneventful. Everyone sleeps well, except for those two.
Well, except for us, yes.
You don't lose any spells or anything like that, or exhausted. Just a shitty night's sleep. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So the next morning, you guys awake, you have food. Val's there. He's being a good host, but Tasik brings to Kirio he brings you a plate, and everyone else is eating like what's on the table, but he brings you a plate, and he says like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're from the Bound 8, correct?
I am.
Here, when I used to get a meal from my old master before Val, and they made this thing they said came from there. Here, and he like puts it down. It's basically a wrap with like cucumbers in it, and like it's matchsticked cucumbers in it. It has like this really sweet sauce in it. It has what you think it's chicken. You're not quite sure. Then it has like peppers in it and some dry herbs like just wrapped inside of it, with like this like kind of fatty like thin wrap. And yeah, you've seen this before. Not the exact same ingredients, but this is kind of like the street food of some of the places down the Bound 8.
I allow to give a head nod and goes, I'm pretty good.
He immediately gets nervous. like your initial response, he gets super nervous. He's like, it's wrong, isn't it?
I just like raise a hand up, and it's like
he flinches.
There's many variations that I've seen stalls do.
And I got it wrong.
And I'm going to pick it up and just straight up pop it into my mouth.
It's huge. It's like a fucking California burrito. It's like massive.
Cut a piece off of it.
Okay, I was thinking it was actually like smaller, not like big, but I'll have it to her just...
That's a Chipotle
grab a
slice.
knife. Just grab a knife, and I'll do a cut into it to get a piece, and I'll actually do like multiple cuts so others can also try it.
Yeah, he's just in fact, Val hasn't been in the room when he brought this in, and he's just like, I got it wrong. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have attempted it. And then Val walks in, and he's like, Tasik, calm down. And he's like, and then he says, no buts. Why are you acting that way? It's fine. Food's food. You make fantastic food, and I'm sure he's gonna like it, right? And he like looks to you, Kirio.
As popping mouth, and it's just like, sample it, taste it. Still can't put the finger on like if it's chicken or some other similar type of meat. And I just look and go, continue making this, and have it to where just hand the tray out for anyone else to also sample.
Oh, I like eating good.
Yeah. I'm on a
carb elimination diet. I can't eat anything that's got grains or sugar in it.
Hey, your disease has carried over into Psy.
I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it.
One moment. I'm looking up the sound that Tasik makes. Give me a second.
Is it the Warcraft Morlock sound?
No. There you go. I found it. Okay. Posting it in. It's a timestamp. I put it in the Roll20 chat.
I got it. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh my god!
Oh, man, that's not the sound that Tasik makes. Yeah, he makes a very happy. It makes a very happy squee noise and runs off.
Gotcha.
That does not look like an owl.
No, that's a different thing. That's King.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm at least aware enough of the owl house. So
Yeah, the owl house has.
You look like an owl. Nope, wait, there's one on the lady's shoulder.
Yeah, she's known as the owl lady. Yeah,
I see.
quite a few
But
reasons
I'll
why
kinda-
she's called that.
Vampiric.
But I'll kind of look over to, after Balazar squeals off, I'll just take out my book and I'm going to kind of flip through. There's some foods that I've actually liked or heard was also good as well. And I'll make some copies of like some recipes. And
Val
tear 'em
kind of
out.
hovers a little bit and says, I appreciate that. Ever since he's had a kitchen, he's quite taken to cooking quite a bit. I'm sure he'll appreciate this as he looks over at very distant squealing noise that's disappearing. Will appreciate this a lot.
do that, and I'll just kind of leave it on the table, and I'll also look at him and go, I hope I did not actually offend you last night of trying to at least find out a bit more.
You're fine, Curio. We cannot all know everyone's baggage.
There's baggage, but also there is mutual understanding of having our own broken past and events that we've done. I've had my share.
Broken. Curio, do you know my title before the incident?
They did not enlighten me.
Valgalir the Audacious. Do you know what my title changed to after the incident?
No.
Valgalir the Maimed. And he laughs.
Well,
get it.
you certainly don't seem maimed to me.
Yeah, I can thank your friend for that. Although it's still been too long, it feels weird to walk on it. But anyway, I did not take offense, at least not long-lasting. Don't concern yourself with it.
Yeah, I'll give it a head nod, but go for another piece.
Yeah, I have a couple things I need to attend to. If you could, before you leave, and then he brings out he brought over a plate prior, but he like pushes it further on the table to emphasize the point. Can you give this to Varg when you leave? They usually don't eat this early.
Varg is, remind me?
My
That guy
companion
just kinda
that
speaks-
sleeps outside out front. Sometimes they come in.
Right.
The wolf?
I'll have it to where I'll grab the tray plate for him.
Yeah. And so says, I do need to get going though. I have an important meeting to attend at the neighbors. There apparently is some talk of us getting heated roadways. Most fascinating. And I'm willing to pay for it.
Should I?
Sounds like a worthwhile endeavor.
I'll kind of lean over to the group and go, should I show them like a bit of the schematics of that underground garden system, watering system? Give them a little
Al
idea.
starts like waving and he says, all right, I will be heading out. And he starts going towards the front door.
Perhaps later.
Yep. So anything else you guys are doing before you leave?
Nah.
I'll just ask if they got like any. I don't know specifically where we're going, so I'm just gonna be like, is there any just like very hot rocks or heated stones I can just take and throw into my coat pockets just for a little extra warmth?
Yeah, that's actually a thing up here. If you go to any of the hearths or fireplaces or the bigger sconce or braziers, you're going to find these like smooth stones. Some of them are fanciful. Val has quite a few that appear to be like collectors, and a couple standard ones too that are painted or glazed a certain way.
Don't go for the fancy one. Just go for what appears to be plainer ones. And just go.
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
2, 3. Just
Yep.
pocket
This
here,
particular-
pocket here, pocket here, pocket here. People are realizing how many pockets I have.
Yeah, the hearths and the brazier where you find these at have actually little nooks made into them for specifically this purpose.
Crap. We should probably be careful of having Shayla actually see this. Probably don't want to keep them.
Sheila is already behind you. It says, too late.
Shit!
See what now?
Shayla goes over and picks out one of them. Says, "Huh, this one's got an opal in it."
I'll
pocket
kind
it.
of look. I'll look towards one of the attendants of the place and go, "Do you actually find these rocks, or are they specially crafted?"
You look to one of the local nearby goblins. This is, no, we make those. Feel free. They're basically gifts.
Okay, give Shayla a bit of a look. I'm just like, you're at least lucky.
Shayla shrugs.
Just like the rocks. What? I can get them anywhere, but these are warm. But I'll just kind of look and go like, is it fine if I donate a gold at least for the effort and as a thank you?
The goblin looks very nervous. Says, I don't handle the money.
Then I'll just like take the gold. I'll leave it out by the stones and go. You can relay that I left this in thanks for the stones. Even if they hold no value, they are valuable to us.
He looks down and blinks at it, and remember it's a goblin. He says, wouldn't the gold melt?
It has to be thrown right into the furnace.
Oh. See, I had a master that told me that if you put any metal in fire, it melts.
Depends on how hot the fire is, really.
He nods. All right, so you guys ready up? You start heading out.
I do a slight detour to find the wolf and lay the plate down next to it.
Yeah, so like you are coming out the front door, and Varg is sitting there right next to the door, like off to the side, and kind of like looks at the group of you, and then you set the plate down in front of it. It grips onto the food and then walks it back over to the corner of the porch, where you can clearly see that there was like some type of varnish or stain that was on this deck at one point. In that particular spot where this wolf lays, it's like it's pretty worn away with like scratch marks and stuff like that, and it goes over there and lays down, starts eating it.
Brilliant.
I know my nature sucks, but I want to know on like, I guess on how big this is. I wonder on how old this wolf is.
Give me a nature check. You need like a DC 19. Actually, at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have no idea. You think it might just be a big wolf, and you've never seen a wolf kind of like this. Like this one has, like you've seen wolves in the south, and you've also seen like wild dogs in the desert, and some desert wolves or coyotes. This one is a lot more bulkier, not as long, and it also has where a dew claw would be, like a small, like tiny horn or like a claw sticking out,
Like a burr.
Yeah, like a burr. Yeah. But yeah.
Well,
anyone doing anything else? Otherwise, you can leave.
Yep. Stand up. At least give a little bit of a nod. And
Can I retroactively do something that I'm forgetting now later?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Then we leave.
Okay. As long as you write it down. Yeah. So
As soon as something important happens, I'll let you know.
okay. There's a meteor that falls from the sky. So you all have been to Freybert before. So Sai could do a teleportation circle from the teleportation circle that is at. That was actually really young. Val's place. Or you could teleport to a tree that's over in Freybert.
Can I actually, or it doesn't actually matter where you cast the or that kind of teleport spell. It just matters its destination. If you know, or if you know the rune combination for a certain circle.
Okay.
So if there's a circle in Freybert that we are aware of, then we can teleport to Freybert.
Okay.
On that note, I do not have in my list here Freybert as a teleportation circle location, but that might also be because when we were in Freybert, I was not here.
I'll say add it to your list because you would have captured the one that was in the center square for sure.
All right.
You've made an effort every time that you say, hey, if there is one I need, I will jot it down. So it'd be really mean of me to say that you didn't.
Okay. All right. Got it. Noted.
So do you guys want to fart walk? Do you want a tree walk? Do you want a circle walk? Like, what do you want to do?
Travel as a brap cloud.
Okay. Looks like we're traveling as a brap cloud.
Well, teleportation circle is only a 5th level spell, so if we're trying to be efficient but we still want to teleport, it's probably our best bet.
I can also use
All right.
planar shift and in place of a teleport spell to
Does
achieve this
planar
effect.
shift actually move us to Freybert?
Yes.
Or does it move us to a different dimension?
It can be, or I already asked Ben about this. He said that I can target our current plane of existence and any spell circle that I know.
Judging by the text, Although there might be a point in time where I fuck with how that spell works. But yes.
Wait. Are you talking about the 7th level plane shift spell?
Yes, that one.
All right, so that brings us back to the other point. Why don't we use the lowest level's travel spell to save our highest level spells for potential emergencies?
Yay.
I agree with the smart guy.
That is the smart thing to do. So we teleport circle to Freybird.
Yes.
All right.
I will
After
a 5th level spell from my list.
After about 10 minutes, y'all are in the teleportation circle and you pop away. When you pop away, the camera lingers there. We see the front of Val's manor, and we see Varg just viciously chewing down on this like haunch of meat, and they stop for a moment and look out where the snow has been disturbed, and like look off for a moment before continuing eating on the chunk of meat. And then we cut to Freybert, where we see you all pop in the circle. A small child goes, "Hey!" runs away, and there you are currently in the square where all of the churches and shrines are. So you actually immediately get like hawkers coming up to you. I'll be like, "Oh, please donate to the Church of Lentha, Brashira," or like any of the other minor deities. You have like a Talos one there.
Minor deity, thanks.
Brashir is technically the largest, but Tenlentha and Talos are the next biggest. There's a couple others here, but yeah, you have a couple people who are, asking for donations or bothering you because they assume people that use this thing are likely wealthy.
I start passing out platinum coins like they're going out of style.
How many do you want to pass out?
Nah, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I don't want to immediately upset the nobility by giving poor people money.
That's a fair point.
Especially when we're potentially having to get in the good graces of one of the particularly more powerful noble clans in the area, and I don't know how they'll feel about that.
Beat the hell out of them, it should be fine.
Okay, let's go in using violence. That's our strategy now.
What's funny is normally that would be, come on, Andrew, you're being dumb, but here you challenge a noble to the duel and you win.
But I was actually going to bring that up. Is if this is truly a glory-based sort of military meritocracy, we should probably introduce ourselves as the heroes of, I don't know, Go Crisis or whatever.
Yeah, heroes of the Bound 8.
That might also get us quickly identified as,
No. You silly bitch.
Here, I don't disagree with that, but I don't know if it matters because they're not the
Rose Empire.
They're not the Rose Empire here, and they might actually be impressed by the audacity.
Last I heard, they were trying to establish treaties with the United Rose. Moreover, we'd basically be broadcasting our position to any bounty hunter in the area.
Are you afraid of bounty hunters? I didn't realize you were so vulnerable and weak.
I'd rather avoid conflict before I have to defend myself.
Well, the alternative might be not getting an audience with the Rusha family and not getting the potentially vital intelligence we need to succeed at this important mission.
We'll start off by gathering information, and then we'll cross that road if we come to it.
Yes.
I imagine you all start walking, and there's like a road that says two street signs. One says like Albany Road, and the other one says violence.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is, did Andrew, or can we have Andrew have prepped the comprehend languages spell, or is there a different spell you want to use?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Tongues is good for talking. Comprehend languages is good for reading.
Yes, but my only concern about the tongues is its duration, whereas comprehend languages is a full hour, and it's also only a first level spell. Wait, do you even can you cast comprehend languages? Because I think it's a bard, sorcerer, warlock, wizard spell.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's your kind of spell.
I don't think I have that on my list. I feel like I did, but I could be remembering a different game. Nope, there it is. Comprehend languages. Oh, it's also a ritual spell.
Yeah, bard, sorcerer, warlock, wizard.
Never mind. I'll do the comprehending of the languages, but
Okay.
I'll use it as a ritual. And so, if we're staying together, I'll just use it on one of us.
Okay. Yeah, so you start asking around in common for the Rusha family, and you're quickly pointed to this the district where they actually have you see these very particular types of ironworked braziers start appearing everywhere. They're kind of like elongated channels that have like fire on them, and they kind of dot along the road occasionally. And when you get closer to these noble places, you start finding more intricate like types of braziers or metal enclosed flames that's becomes more and more apparent, and you start seeing manors, and you start seeing like a ton of like townhouses where their buildings are built right next to each other, and you eventually arrive to a particular clan like cul-de-sac. It's got like 3 main clan manors there, and you see a central like park dais thing, and there is a statue there with no markings on it. It shows a dragonborn with one very large horn on the side of its head, and the other one's broken off, and he's holding a very large bow. And with
the statue.
Turns out you broke the game. Good job. Soft locked. Yeah, so using comprehend languages, you quickly find the Rusha clan house, and the front gate is open like the other 3. You find a bunch of smaller, younger dragonborn with a couple kobolds in tow, like lingering about, and you see a couple older dragonborn and an orc, basically having a conversation nearby the front of the Rusha household, as well as a fairly bulky looking dragonborn that it looked at one point he had like head horns, and looks like they've both been shattered. If anyone wants to roll me an int roll, or an int roll of DC 8 real quick.
Do you want like an int roll or like an intelligence save?
Oh, sorry, I did say int. Insight. God damn it.
Oh.
I said int. I'm done.
I'll do a roll for insight, but I do want to actually ask: did I get a update response of things to be aware of for the Rusha family?
Oh yeah, sorry. They tell you that the only information that they have, particularly about the Rusha family, is that they were loosely tied to a pretty large trade deal with the Bowed Eight a long time ago, for requesting a particular type of metal, and they didn't have it.
Ooh.
So the insight check, this dragonborn missing its 2 horns. One eye is kind of like going south. He appears he's got a pretty big axe. He's got some like tank wraps on his fists, and you're pretty sure he's kind of getting a little droopy faced, and he's just kind of standing out by the front gate with these other these smaller dragonborn with a couple kobolds and the one other dragonborn and the arc, like having a conversation. This is like all happening out front of the Rusha gate. So how do you all want to approach this?
No one?
Well, I have an idea, unless someone else wants to take the lead.
I haven't.
No, feel free.
Shoop. Do you have a method you want to use?
The Dragonborn, he doesn't look intimidating. He just looks a little derpy, even though big build.
Yes.
I'll have it to where I'll step forward and go, hello. My compatriots and I was hoping to actually seek an audience.
Which one are you talking to?
I thought there was only one.
No, there's
the big one was you.
Yeah, like the little dragonborns and the 2 kobolds are kind of near the gate. There is like the big guy who's dumb is standing next to the gate, but there are also next to the gate a dragonborn and an orc having a conversation, and like they see you approach.
They see us. They see us approaching.
Yes.
Was I able to catch a little bit of what they were saying as we were approaching?
Speaking in Fang.
Damn it.
Comprehend languages. So I should say about comprehend languages, it gives me only the literal translation. So I'll
do you have to actually hear it? There we go.
Yes, for the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see.
Okay, so
touching the surface of which the words are written.
But it doesn't specifically state any spoken language that you can see.
Well,
Shut up.
I can read lips.
I know, that's why I...
Well, long story short, do you want me to roll a perception check to see if I heard them on approach?
Yeah, so, Sai, you could hear the general conversation, which was the Dragonborn is talking to the orc, and he's saying, you know, we got to make sure the young ones get to go to the training yard later today. And the orc is saying, of course, but we really probably should go to the market first. And then the Dragonborn responds with, before you guys walk up, like, right, but I'd rather them go there hungry first. Something like that.
All right. I don't really feel the need to convey any of that to Kirio. I don't see how it's relevant.
Seems like they're going to be preoccupied, but I wouldn't know that because I did not understand what they were saying. Yep. But I'll at least have a little bit of space, give them a little space, but I'll go, excuse me, me and my compatriots, we were hoping to see if we could actually speak with a head of the family, or at least a
representative?
Yes. I don't know why that's spaced from my head. Or a representative of some stuff we were sent to discuss about.
And you're talking to the orc and the guy, or the big tall dumb one? Okay. Yeah, so... Yeah, they look at you and look back at the Rusha household and says, well, and then the orc says, common is hard. And then the Dragonborn looks to you and says, elf? Like, he's struggling to speak common to you. He's not really sure what you said.
I will cast tongues.
On yourself or on him?
On myself.
Okay.
I imagine we're all sitting like 10 feet behind Kirio, just giving him thumbs up. You can do this.
Yeah, just like,
then Liam casts tongues on himself and steps forward.
I have some business queries with House Rusha. If it's possible to meet with any kind of official or representative at this time, I would be much obliged.
Yeah, so he, the Dragonborn and the orc look at you and says, oh, good. Arranging a talk with Rusha. So you're gonna need to talk to him, and then like point to the guy standing out front. He's likely going to tell you no, but if you give him something shiny, he'll let you in, and then you can talk to somebody who actually can help you.
Something shiny. Are we talking like gold, or are we talking an actual object?
He probably would like gold.
Just one, or several, or a handful?
The more the merrier.
I'll just casually go over and pull out 100 gold and say, entry, please. Looking towards you to speak to the guard.
Translate it for him.
Yeah, the guard looks down.
Just
tree.
Stack.
Entry. No tree. Gold. And like holds out his hand.
We want in.
And I'll just...
Indeed.
Gold.
I gesture towards the bag.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already holding out a...
Yeah, that's why he's saying gold. Yeah. So he like holds out his hand, like he's expecting you to drop them into his hand.
Which, do that.
Yeah, he does that, and he like closes his hand around them and opens up the top of his shirt and just dumps them in. Says go, and you go up to the Rusha family, and eventually you arrive at a large door, and you find a small blue dragonborn. It says openly, but obviously Liam's the only one who can understand it. Hello and welcome to the Rusha family. What is your business here?
No, I still have comprehend languages, so I can understand them. I just can't speak Fang back to them.
Gotcha.
Our prospecting queries. Potential business partners. I have questions to ask.
Oh, who particularly?
Liam Searunner.
Sorry, let me restate that. Who are you asking for?
Well, that's the problem. I don't know who I'm looking for precisely.
Then might I inquire, what is this business venture?
Engineering, particularly shipbuilding.
He quirks an eyebrow. I think you might be in the wrong clan.
I'll do a step forward and go, can you understand common well enough?
He quirks an eyebrow and says, I can.
If you have difficulty, I will translate.
I'll just raise a hand up and go, we may have found a metal that they had been looking for.
He raises an eyebrow. Oh, wait here. He goes in the house. About a minute later, comes back out. You all may enter the Rusha family household. And you are brought in. There's this elongated hallway with statues on either side. Most of all of the statues have no writing on them whatsoever. You find one that has a single name on it, but otherwise they're all blank. And more of a disgrace, or not as much of a hero, I guess. They need to remember your first name. So you're brought in, and there is this fairly large, heavyset dragonborn who walks forward into this kind of like open atrium kind of looking thing. There's a lot of plants around, very differing sizes. It looks like they're all being taken care of and kept in their own ways. And I'm on the wrong sheet.
Sorry.
Right. He's walks forward and says, "Hello, my name is Distar. I heard you all had access to some metal that we were looking for."
Metal will be revealed, and I have something I can show.
He's speaking in Fang, so
I will translate.
It be semi-bone tag. I'll have to be at least looking at him, and I'll repeat of, I have something I believe you may have been looking for, but he has questions. And if you actually help give proper direction and guidance, I'll mark of a location that can be searched with revealing the metal. And I believe it is something to be sought after.
While I find your proposal interesting, understand that we need it delivered here, and we do not have the resources to go far. So how close is this metal?
Aerodyne.
I know the metal, but how far is it?
I only know of two sources, and one's quite a distance.
But knowing the location is key.
He shakes his head. If you tell me that location is beyond the mountains or in the Dwarven Kingdom, it does not matter. Too far or too dangerous. If you have the metal, bring it, and then we will have a discussion. I believe, Liam, you have a ingot of it, don't you? Or one of you do?
I'm holding 2 Gyrodyne ingots. I never left them with.
Okay, so you pull out 2 of the ingots.
One. I pull out 1. I'm not pulling out 2. I'm pulling out 1.
Okay, yeah. So he holds out his hand,
and I will hand it over and goes, "That is the purest you will actually find of it."
He picks it up, turns it over his hand, and he hollers out to something in Fang, and you hear him say, like, some crass word, and a little kobold comes shambling over, and he yells down to it, says, "Go get 10th." And he scurries off, goes through a door, and then he looks it over for a bit and says, "Where exactly is this anyway?" You're not planning to give me a direct location, but how far is far?
Distant. On the borders of the Elven Confederacy.
We were there only about a week ago.
Yeah, so on the borders of the Elven Confederacy. Yeah, so you say on the borders of the Elven Confederacy, and he's like, "Yes, too far." Eventually, a kind of cyany, kind of purpley, kind of dotted dragonborn comes up. They have a single horn down the center of the ridge of their nose, or at the ridge of their eyebrow up. It goes up, and they come up, and their hands are together, and says, "Yes, Father." And Disto adds or hands who you now believe to be 10th the metal, and she grabs it and she looks, yes, Aerodyne. And she walks over to the group of you and says, "How much more do you have?"
That is what we have on our person, and we've actually managed to find the means to craft more. But
Before you go ahead.
But before we can actually properly harvest it, it needs to get processed, and that will be some time.
So before you can translate, she switches to common and says, Aerodyne is very rare and processing is very hard. I can process it myself. How much more do you have on you right now?
This is what I have. At the location that we had explored, we believe there were far more materials there. We do not understand how to actually craft it, but there was a forge there.
She puts up a hand and says, how far? And then her father interrupts and says, the Elven Confederacy. And she looks and says, yes, too far. You have another ingot on you?
I have said nothing of the sort.
No. She's asking you, do you have another ingot on you?
It is not in my name. Would you actually?
I'm confused what you meant by that.
Some kind.
Yeah.
I was saying it as like it is owed to another. It is not in my name for that one.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to a false tense of it's not mine to give.
I get it now. So she looks at you, takes a breath, and says, I will pay a lot of money for it. I can give you 3,000 gold for this one ingot. And you hear her father say, Teth, what the? And it's like, stop, father. It's my money. 3,000? Is that worth it?
You can forego the money if you satisfy questions that he has. If it's not what he is needing to learn, you can actually then pay half of what you're saying.
Interesting. I like this. Knowledge is free, yet more valuable sometimes. So, and she looks to you, and something clicks. Excuse me, what is your name?
Me or him?
She's looking at Liam, sorry.
Who's asking?
You humans with your humor. You look familiar.
Oh yeah? From where?
Long ago. See, the fleet. Ah, yes. You were a captain.
For a brief time.
Sea runner. Wave dancer. Correct?
Indeed. Should I know you?
No. I know you. From afar. I worked on the Storm's Eye.
Then you're exactly who I'm looking for.
Then what questions do you seek?
Mostly information about the ship itself.
Well, then discussions like that will need to be in my study. Please, do come. Bring your kitty boy with as well. The rest of you stay here.
Kitty boy.
You see at least like ears actually kind of slightly twitch at that, but eyes don't actually change.
Yeah, so she's holding the ingot and she's like gesturing along, and she points to her father and says, "Deposit 3,000 to these two." And then the two of you go downstairs. Yuka, Sheila, and Sai. Three kobolds come out holding a chest. They're struggling a lot to hold it, and they plop it down, and it's like what I have to name this guy so weird. Destoa. Destoa gestures, says, this should be 3,000. I strongly suggest you count it if you care enough. The kobolds struggle with simple math.
I think we slide it to Sheila and say, "Look, these are magic rocks that have been worked with heat."
Sai, I know what gold coins are, you idiot.
Oh.
But Sheila starts counting them. You jackass starts counting them. Just immediate. So we cut to the two of you going down a couple flights of stairs, stone stairs, And the whole time she's waning and waxing about the Rusha architecture and family, and by the time you get down to the bottom, she's finishing up with, and so that's why is my great uncle is known as a bullet point. But now on to more delicate topics. What information are you seeking, Sea Runner, that I could even provide?
Well, truth be told, I don't know much about the Storm's Eye itself. It was an airship, but it's also not an airship? Well,
it is dual purpose. Why not have a ship that can also be water-faring, but also fly?
I will also just state, while he is at least asking and talking to her, I am full on lie detector mode, observing, seeing if there's anything off that she says.
And you're currently pretty nondescript room in front of a door, by the way. So there's nothing around you of interest, just so you're aware. But yeah, so continue. She said, it's a beautiful ship, can do both sea and air, but she seems slightly annoyed when she says not too high.
So not quite skyfaring.
It very well could have been, but that useless captain kept me from researching the core more and its effects.
The core?
That's what is me, my father, and where is it? Try to find the person's name in here. Oh, and my aunt, Amata. We forged the core, shaped with aerodyne from a great smith, infused with special wood captured from the elven forest, to allow for our runes that the three of us sung into it. This was used with a ferment of Talos, and we were able to create the core.
Ferment of Talos. What exactly is that?
It's essentially a call of binding, a truance, a ask for full attention. Talos, as you might be aware, was never quite as fragmented or attention. She says ADHD in a world, it's something that makes sense in this world. And she says, it used to actually be harder to get Talos' attention at all. Now it's constant but fragmented. Prior, we just needed him to have full attention on the fleet. So we created the core. It's allowed us to tap directly into his power and his faith.
Interesting. So with it sitting at the bottom of the ocean, what exactly is it doing now?
Either it's destroyed or it's still fully functional. It's unfortunate, really, because I don't know of a way to recover it, or, without more aerodyne, remake it. But, whatever the case, it was capable of so much more than just powering that thing.
So the rumors of it running off of Blightstone, of all things, are likely false.
No, that's not at all what it was running off of.
Well, that's what I was most curious about, was figuring out fact from fiction.
Aerodyne, specialized wood, and a little stone singer know-how. And unfortunately, my aunt's life.
That sounds unfortunate.
Was it accidental, or was it part of the cost for actually creating the core?
She tightens her shoulders up and kind of crosses her arms. I believe it is part of the binding. It requires a certain amount of life force to bind that type of attention to one location.
Can't get something without giving something first.
That appears to be the case.
But it could also mean that it's a living entity.
So did you come to Wayne and Wax about our loss of such a great artifact, or...?
Well, I came to gather information on it, to see if it's even possible to recover the blasted thing. But I had to figure out fact from fiction. If somehow it was made of Blightstone, I didn't want to touch the damn thing with my bare hands.
No, it's fairly inert, other than it being a little unstable.
What do you mean by unstable?
Talos is fickle. Sometimes having Talos' attention not directed can be unstable. It itself is inert. Talos is not.
So this thing has potentially been holding Talos's attention on a sunken ship for over a decade.
She nods. And that's why I assume the problem with Talos currently.
The fragmentation.
Or just stuck on attention of something so utterly boring as the bottom of the sea.
Something so boring would likely fracture anyone's mind.
Exactly. The only thing I can come up with is it happened only really after the ship was damaged and sunk to the bottom.
You wouldn't happen to know where the ship went down, would you?
No, I was obviously not on board. I wouldn't know how to track it down or where it would be.
I was sailing the Wave Dancer at the time, but I was a little preoccupied with other things, not involving my current location.
Yeah, I was not on any fleet.
I have a vague idea on where the thing could be located, but I'd have to zero in on it.
Interesting. I would like to know that knowledge. I would do a fair... I've been doing a lot to rebuild the core. I never thought about retrieving it.
Liam, are you planning on actually sailing?
But the core might not be exactly what I'm after. It's just interesting to know that it could still be there.
What were you saying, Curio?
I actually turned to Liam and actually go, are you actually, if we actually find it and we actually figure out a way how to raise it from the depths, are you actually wanting to sail it once again? Or is it just knowing where it is and its condition is enough to satisfy you?
Tanth laughs aloud and says, sailing. I would bet that that core is, if it was not damaged strongly enough, it is recoverable. That ship has been underwater for a very long time.
I wasn't giving you any discredit on the craft. You've stated that the Eurodyne metal is extremely useful and
its
key component.
Its bracings and bones were made of the Eurodyne, but not entirely connected to one another. There wasn't enough to create a frame, only bracing. It was still entirely made out of wood.
Where did you get the Eurodyne you used?
The smith found it, manufactured it apparently. No idea where he got it from.
Interesting.
Well, we're not sure on the condition of the wood too, and you had said it was from an ancient sacred tree, wasn't it?
No, it's just a special type of tree that held ruins more predominantly than others. There's a good likelihood some of the etched stuff still exists, but the predominantly was made out of just locally sourced wood.
All right, then.
I think he was referring to the special wood used in the core.
Oh, that is... She stops herself from speaking any further and not talk on what type of wood is required for that.
I was simply thinking of, if it's very special materials, then it could possibly somehow be intact.
The core?
But
like I said, as long as it wasn't damaged directly, I believe it would still be there.
Something to look out for. I don't suppose you'd know much else about Talos.
Me? I know a fair bit about Talos.
You know his origin story?
No.
What exactly does he do?
He protects those who sail the seas. Calls for good weather.
I see.
Very specific. Just like Talentha guides us in our travels. For the land, Talos, the sea. Talentha helps keep away storms on the ground. Talos helps keep storms away on the sea.
Interesting. I've always known Talos as the Storm Phoenix.
Oh, that he is.
I always welcomed storms.
Most require them to go fast. But you also wouldn't want a storm breaking your bow.
It's better than facing down 3 magistrate frigates.
I'd still very... I blame that wretched captain for this.
Few things more thrilling than sailing into a storm, being chased by 3 of them.
I'm more so talking about how they found us at all.
Us? You said you didn't sail on the ships.
They're still my project, still my people, damn it.
So why exactly did you build the fleet?
I didn't build the fleet myself. I just built the core for the Storm's Eye. The Great Flame built the fleet to defend ourselves against the Magistrate and the so-called Enlightened Ember.
So the Telusian fleet wasn't entirely independent.
No, not entirely.
Interesting.
Although it had its own clan, Rashal run the entire thing. A orc clan.
So then I'm assuming much of the logistics ran through the Great Flame.
They did, when they couldn't be procured in other ways.
Black intent Costier. Aye, Magistrate did kind of throw a wrench in things, though.
I think if it wasn't for Jackson, we would have been fine.
Oh, what exactly did he do?
He's a stupid coward. If he had just listened to me about utilizing the core to its full potential, the Storm's Eye would have been able to easily take on their entire fleet. I spent 4 years observing, tampering, and touching and working with the core. We found out it elevated every Talos priest to having dramatic power increase just from being in its presence. And then I figured out how to tightly weave another type of core augment that we could use as a weapon. And he told me, no, he banned me from the Storm's Eye, considered my tinkering to be annoying and dangerous.
I sort of reel and I take a step back while stroking my beard. That much power. Dangerous. He may have had a point.
Give me an insight check, DC 18. I love how ever since you roll insight, you haven't rolled anything above a 10 at all with it. No, Sai, you wouldn't roll.
No.
You're not there.
Unless you're invisible.
Are you invisible?
I thought we all got to come in.
No,
Nope.
it was just the two of them.
Who was?
Oh, never
A
mind.
YouTube video at the time, you would have known.
I wasn't watching a YouTube video at the time. I unlocked my phone to just check something for literally half a second, and then a video.
And porn blared over it.
I was playing earlier played for that half a second.
All right.
Outside of that, I've been here paying attention the whole time.
Okay. So DC 18. So after you say that, there was like a rage building in her already. After you say he might have had a point, you see like that rage isn't just anger and restriction, it's like violence in her eyes. You see a predominant deep rage and violent like in her eyes towards the captain, and now some of that anger has turned towards you after you said that.
In my experience, such potency wouldn't come without great cost. What cost would have been paid?
Very simply put, we have a weapon. We use the weapon. What cost? The core was limitless power.
I don't believe that. No,
When?
not without cost.
How do you think the gods give us powers? Thousands of us, maybe even millions of us at a time. Imagine getting to, for one brief moment, denying everyone else, for just one brief moment, their powers, all to be funneled into one shot. Doesn't matter if it's Talentha, Talos, Brashira, Kelemvor, any one of their powers, directed for one brief moment, is all it would have taken for us to destroy the Magistrate.
Potentially. But how far would you have taken it after?
Hard to say.
The Magistrate...
Having limitless power like that, we could change the world. Setting up a core in any one city for any one god. Limitless electricity, power, not, she wouldn't say electricity, like just limitless power that could be at the fingertips of the common folk. People being able to actually go out, stay warm because of heaters that are powered by this core. People could generate food, cure illnesses by walking through a doorway. I don't know how far it would take it, but at the time, my mind was set on defense. And the Magistrate had been for a long time, as you know, Liam, attacking everyone they did not see as pure.
This I understand.
And if it wasn't for your home fleet, they wouldn't have stopped at ours. We almost dealt the killing blow, but it cost us everything.
Aye, both fleets seemed equally shattered.
Imagine so much less bloodshed. Imagine, even for a second, that if we were allowed to fire that just once, and we completely shattered one of their main ships in a second, they might have given up. Some of those sailors who may have not known what they were fighting for would have had a chance to see the error of their ways. But instead, so many lives were lost, all because of one fucking coward.
I feel like there's something not being factored here.
I want to actually pop a question real quick for clarification. The magistrate is actually considered as corrupt evil.
They are very much gone. The only reason why people tolerated them for so long is because they actually had ways of dealing with the Blood Force. When the Blood Force fell apart, people stopped dealing with their shit. They had a pretty clear vision that humans and high elves were the true races, and that they were the ones to dictate how other people should live their lives. And they had a clear thought on how magic should be handled. And that's why they started pressuring the Mages College, which was a city-state. And that's why they started pressuring Requiem, because they also had a pretty clear vision of what religion should be. So they started pressuring Requiem, which was also a city-state. And without the Blood Force there to basically keep everyone in line, everyone equally started kicking their shit in. And then a internal civil rebellion happened in Bale, led by Morven, and that pretty much got rid of all of the admin and all of the top leaders. And very quickly after that, a lot of the loyalists basically fled and are now basically bandits on the countryside. And the ones didn't just disappeared. For at least your knowledge, they disappeared.
They disappeared, went into hiding, maybe became pirates or bandits.
Or went to a different plane of existence, as you do.
Drinking their troubles away in a tavern somewhere.
Right. But yeah, the magistrate were tolerated until the Blood Force was no longer a problem. They would only occasionally burn a heretic. Occasionally. Yeah, you guys have hit a chord with 10th.
He Marshall actually did it. I had it to where I've been just kind of standing there listening and kind of assessing. And
right.
When she started to talk about of using the core for its capable of energy as a weapon. That started to make me go, "What are you saying? I don't like what you're saying. Are you someone that shouldn't be actually around much more? Are you actually a threat?"
Right. So I was kind of glad that you decided to present the medal, because I'm like, oh, she's not going to not just reveal this to Liam. Real quick, with the insight you guys got and riling her up and finally putting a pin of that coward, she just flat out says, that's why I actively paid people to divert food that was being sent to his little cabin and give it to literally anyone else. The orphans, the slaves, anyone else. I paid thousands. And somehow this coward survived months without food. So he's got stockpiles of dry goods in his house while taking food and medicine away from people who need it. That's how much of a coward he is.
I see.
If it wasn't directly against the rules for me there to go and just remove him, I would instantly. But apparently, we need to have this visionary sitting around as posterity to say, hey, look at our fallen glory. Isn't it grand?
Right then. Well, I think I got the information I was looking for. Just wanted to make sure the damn thing wasn't going to kill me the moment I touched it.
Liam, if you find that core and it is intact, the magistrate's no longer a threat. We could bring it here. We could do so much with it.
We could reforge the Storm's Eye. Perhaps retrofit an existing ship.
I don't see a reason to put it into any ship.
Seems like great potential to me. Perhaps.
Why put it into a ship?
Because I feel like there's something in the void we could be looking for.
What are you talking about?
Oh? Have you not looked at the lights or night sky and ever wondered that there might be something else out there? You think we're alone in this reality on our own?
I mean,
if this thing contains the power you claim it contains, we would be free from this world and sail the void.
Why look for more enemies?
Enemies? What do you think that's out there?
You're the one who's saying that we might not be alone. Why be concerned if we aren't?
When I said not alone, sorry, it must have been something with translation. When I said not alone, I meant there's gotta be something interesting up there.
Right, but how about we take the core and we make things better, and then we make more cores?
At the cost of another life?
Life essence we can get from out sacrificing my aunt or anyone else. It just has to be done properly and not so damn hastily. I believe I know how to do it without requiring that. It's going to probably kill a forest, maybe, but it won't be that much.
Again, there's that cost I wasn't seeing.
Kill a
If
forest?
I take a
disturbance in the
whole
forest.
it's worth a forest. It only took my aunt's life, so realistically it shouldn't take that much.
Even though she's having to her saying not an actual living being, but plant, I have to where I also acknowledge that without the trees, the plants, life, whatnot, if there's nothing there, nothing lives. Nothing is.
Forest can regrow. Hell, if you want, we could go hunt a deer, not kill it, and bring that in. There isn't that. I don't know what metric is being used to measure a life, but my aunt was a very tiny person.
And how much do you know about the realms of souls?
Very little. It's clear that there are ghosts and spirits around, but as I understand it, there are also ghosts and spirits in animals too.
And you don't think the immortal part of us is very important,
That's why I'm saying we use a deer or tree.
I see.
Well, I'm just
I'd
going
say-
to Yeah, I'm going to say I think he's gotten to know what he needed to know, but do you need the core in order to be able to actually, if we find it and it is completely broken and destroyed, are you able to actually rebuild from scratch, or do you need that intact in order to build on
I
it?
only need Aerodyne, and that's it. I have everything else I need. I've even bought land, a fairly decent amount of land from a disgraced baron that I'll be using to build it on. Again, the forest that I was talking about earlier. But Aerodyne is all I'm lacking, and that ship is full of it.
Right. Well, like I said, I gotta locate the damn thing first. Assuming I do that, I will let you know any of my findings.
She goes from like confident, almost a little belligerent in a way, to like grips your arm and says, "I'm begging you, Liam, please think about where the core will go."
I will consider.
I don't know what lead you have to find it.
I will consider, but I will consider carefully.
That's all I ask for. I don't know what lead you have, but I hope it's a good one. You're not the first to go looking for it.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I have more work to do. Please see yourselves out. She walks through the door that you're near and shuts it.
I turn and I start walking at a bit of a fast pace, not even paying attention to you.
Yep, I follow close behind.
So you come back up, and at this point, all the gold is on the floor in neat piles of like 100. And like as they come through the basement door, Sheila is like 2,983, 2,984, and then like you slam the door open. And Sai, you've already figured out, okay, yeah, it's all there. They slam the door, like, open or come up, or, like, disturb it, and all the piles, like, crash. And Shayla's like, I need to count it again.
I've got a spell for this, actually.
In
I
Pathfinder,
remember
there is.
him using magic to count the coins before.
I think he's enjoying it.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition spell.
Yep, there's a spell in there.
They've got a lot of weird spells in that game for just random stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of odd and end stuff. But yeah, look in there, see the coins, and unusual speed. You'll literally see me just quickly make fast stacks of coins, perfectly even. Just set them up and set. And it's like, okay, we're good. And just I'll divvy the money up later and just shove into the bag. You're seeing
Right,
Fury in
well-
a very agitated state.
Yeah, Sheila's like, but that's not how you count things.
And snap up and look and go later and just shove everything in.
Yuka, you've never seen the cat so angry before.
I mean, what happened down there, buddy? You want a little scratch behind the ears?
As grab the piles and getting it into the bag. And any response of like anything to say, what happened, and it's later.
Okay, fine, Dad.
Aye, we've a ship to find.
What was that for, Si?
I was gonna say I put my hand on
Kirio.
No.
Lydia? Yuka?
Shoop's character.
Sheila?
Not Shoop's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirio. Kirio.
Yeah, I'm curious.
No, not Shoop's character. Stump's character. You're all interchangeable.
Sheila.
No, not that guy, the other guy.
And I just tell her, or I just tell him, or you actually miscounted. You got to 3,000 right before you finished.
Kirio, or God damn it, now you got me fucking up. She looks up and says, "No, I still had 11 more to go."
And where were you when you finished counting?
What? It's very confused.
All right, we happen to be standing in the middle of a military meritocracy, and in the middle of a manor of one of their primary lords, who has kindly asked us to leave as soon as possible.
And whose fault is
This person happens to be a capable lord probably means that they've beaten the piss out of much scarier things than us. So how's about we leave sooner rather than later, and we'll discuss everything else.
Can we have a death match? I'd love to have a death match.
I don't want a TPK, Mr. Cyrus.
That was in the back of my mind.
Sheila's like, "What's a TPK?"
Don't
So
ask.
you, to wrap this up, so you guys gather up the 3,000 gold. The chest is laying there empty. You guys leave the Russia estate, and you will find yourself back at the the religious circlet area where the teleportation circle is, and it's like still very early day, but we'll go ahead and end it here. Just so I need to know, so Andrew, you have questions you want to ask that you specifically want to teleport to Yulrissa and ask questions.
Well, now that we've gotten information on our current goal, I'll probably be doing that. If we can find time later.
Do you want to visit the captain at all, or are you just going to go straight for the ship?
I'm just going to go straight for the ship.
Okay, then I have 85% of that already written out, so next session I don't have to do a lot of prep.
I will tell you the stuff that I want to discuss with Yulrissa in a PM.
Oh, and you still want to do that?
When I can.
Okay, I'll have it written down then.
For now, I'm going to pursue this, but I suppose I will give you a warning ahead of time.
Okay.
Topics I wish to discuss, which are half written already in a PM that I was going to send you anyways.
Sweet.
That I, for some reason, clicked off of and never finished.
Okay.
I'll give you more in a minute.
Right. All right. But it's super late. Hope you all had fun. You can go ahead and, for all the role-playing and stuff, add 2 XP, and Cyrus makes you add the 1 XP for inspiration if you did a check skill on your trait roll.
Okay. I was going to expand more on it, but I was going to try to trick Sheila into believing that the count had actually been completed. And I was going to do this whole rigmarole, but it's kind of in the way now.
That's all right. All right. Let's see the end of game notes.
You said 3 XP? Or 2? I missed it.
3 for you, 2 for everyone else because you rolled your trait roll.
Oh, okay.
All right. I want to get these headphones off and get the dogs out and feed them and stuff. So, I hope you all had fun, but I am super tired.
Sounds good.
Night.
Have a good night.
Yep, have a good night. Thank you.